All the stuff that I did. Pretty meaningless if it's not plugged in. So, no, not the Switch's fault. Not the Switch's fault. I had just proceeded with the assumption that I wouldn't have been stupid enough to unplug it. That assumption was incorrect. Trying all this troubleshooting shit, like the dock itself. Not gonna matter if it's not fucking plugged in. That was 20 minutes down the drain. Other than that, though, it's a great evening because we have Emma on our screen to our things. Oh, okay. So I guess I didn't make a community post, so if you're not in Discord, you might not have seen. Last week, we had a funeral for my best friend's dad, and we all got really drunk early on in the day. Like really early. I'm talking about like noon or something like that. So we waited a little while, probably not long enough, but we waited a little while, or we decided while we were all really drunk, go get tattoos. I've never had a tattoo before. I decided this was the time. My inability to deal with death and needles coalesced into that decision. So we waited a little bit and then went and got tattoos. So by 11 in the evening, I already had a hangover. I already had a hangover because of how early we had been drinking. So, yeah, and it sucked because, like, my cousins were there and their grandfather, not someone I'm related to, but like their grandfather had just died the week before, and someone else. Who else was it? Oh, my grandmother's sister. I guess that would be my great aunt. The week before, well, actually, that was a couple weeks ago. But a lot of death recently. I'm very bad with that. So I have not been dealing well the past, I'd say, month, 5 weeks, something like that. And you know, this is an Ace Attorney stream, so let's talk law. Do you know, even if you don't practice this sort of law, if people know you and someone they know that dies, they're going to come to you. So very often, I am one of the first people to know when someone dies. I don't want to know when anyone fucking dies. I don't, like I said, don't do well with death. So having to be like a quasi estate planning lawyer when you very much want to avoid that subject matter is super uncomfortable. That's the thing, though. I haven't really. These people I knew, but they weren't like my immediate. My best friend, he's like, he's 1 year older than me, and both of his parents have died. I have both my parents. I have all my grandparents are still alive. Like, I haven't even felt that yet, but I'm so terrified of what will happen when I do have to face it, because it's going to be bad. So that's why there was no stream last Saturday. I don't know how. Hats off to attorneys that can be estate planning attorneys full time. I can't. I don't like doing it like on a once a month basis. Oh, this time it was 3 in a very short period of time. Fictional death is fun, though. But we're seeking justice for that person that died. So... yeah, I have no problem being a part of, like, the pre-planning. Like, the estate planning part is actually fine. Because you're alive still. I'm fine with that. Just the probate and beyond, when somebody actually dies, that I just... Well, yeah, if you hate bees, that sounds terrifying regardless of what, like, protection you would wear. Mortician? Like, how? How do you just desensitize yourself from death of all things? Oh. And I don't mean death like, oh, you heard somebody died in some conflict that's thousands of miles away from you. Like, that's death looking at you right in front of your face. Yes, though we ironically do get justice for the person that was killed because the game forces us to then figure out who actually did it. But in actual practice, yes, you are correct. Okay, so last time we left off, I had a bit of a quibble with this game, so I've expressed my quibble now, so I will attempt to go past this part without further quibble. Okay. Bless everyone is... First sentence. First fucking sentence. First fucking sentence. God damn it. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. See, I'm not drunk enough yet. Oh, I guess my tattoo says "Come Sweet Death" in German, because that comes from Evangelion, and well, I wanted to get something death related, and also that song is the most horrendously, beautifully depressing song that I've ever heard. Immortalize my fandom on my body. Win, Win-win. The quibble was about how the... Do I even want to get into this? The dude was stabbed and had a knife sticking out of him, and we were there while he was dead and didn't notice. That was my quibble. Plus, everyone was so absorbed in prayer they didn't see or hear anything. Okay, that's great for everyone that was, in prayer, but not everyone was in prayer. I can't believe this, because I was literally there, not praying, and I should have noticed. What you choose to believe is your choice, but the fact remains there were no witnesses. However, there is one piece of irrefutable evidence, the dagger, the one that was sticking out of his neck by like 3 feet or some shit. Sadly, yes. Ugh. I mean, you never know when someone's going to be an asshole after another person has died. That's the problem. So I totally understand why she want to do that. I mean, if she can prove, like, the burden of proof would be on them to prove that she was not of sound mind. You can be 90 and be of sound mind. So, could you tell me about the murder weapon? The killer used the Warbod dagger, the legendary weapon of Lady Kira. It was discovered impaled in the victim's upper back. The accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger, were they not? Yep, that's what I got. On my upper... Here, on my back, upper left back. I'll get something about life, my upper right back, because now that I've finally done it, it's like, all right, now it's time to write more shit on my body. Yes, they were. With such irrefutable evidence, there is no questioning the accused's guilt. Not so fast. What about a motive? I had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. What do the police think about this matter? It is. And I mentioned... I guess I don't really care. It's not... I've always said if I get demonetized because of subject matter talk, I don't really fucking care. But the trigger warning, if you guys don't want to hear about experiences with suicidal thoughts. When I was at my absolute worst, which was when I was in middle school or junior high school. I don't know, I forget what the equivalent is for most places overseas. When I'd felt in that mood and trying to give myself one last push, that's the song I would listen to. Now, I do it for the exact opposite reason. If there's ever a time I get into a similar mood or feeling or whatever, which it doesn't happen like it did back then. But if I'm ever feeling like super depressed or something like that, I'll listen to the song for the exact opposite reason, to remind myself why I didn't do it. So as my reminder. That's why that song's very important to me. On to more lighthearted things. Well, lighthearted depending on how you see John Cena. Woo! That was the best John Cena promo I've ever heard in my fucking life. Oh my god. It was so good. It was so good. Everybody was like, oh, he's complaining about the fans so much. Like, that's exactly what he needed to do. I don't like John Cena. That promo was fucking fire. I had no reason to kill Acolyte Zealot. Is there an echo in here? So you say, but let us now hear what the police think about the matter. The police believe Maya is the Lady Kira figure who has been battling the rebels. Yeah, she fucking wishes. And since Mr. Zealot was the disciple of the High Priest who turned out to be a rebel, he too was likely a rebel and therefore met the same untimely demise as his teacher. Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime. Okay. The problem with this is that where is there evidence that... So, they said she is the person that was fighting the rebels. They believe she's the person that was fighting the rebels. Why? There's no explanation as to why they think that. So that still doesn't actually address the motive. The theoretical motive being that she's someone who was pushed to the point of becoming a vigilante to attack rebels, but why do we believe that she did that in the first place? That's the actual motive. I mean, she probably thinks it sounds cool too. She's like, wow, I really wish. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I think the only thing you could argue was bad about the segment was that Cena shouldn't have just taken Cody doing that, but my counter argument is that Cena said at the very beginning of the promo, like, I don't care. I don't care what you guys think. I'm comfortable with who I am. And so for him to then engage into an actual battle would have sort of undermined that sentiment. Him just letting him walk off is more just like, say what you want, I don't care. Yes, that is how the police currently view this crime. There's no way Maya is that Lady Kira vigilante. I agree on a personal level, but the police are just going with what today's trial concluded. Ugh. I really blew it in court today. Acolyte Zealot died bent over in prayer. There's no trace of blood on the ground, though. The fact that there's so little bleeding could mean it was a single stab to a vital point. Not that that would have been very difficult considering the position he was in. These flowers were left here in memory of Acolyte Zealot. What are they called? They are known as Namanda, and they are given to express sorrow when a life is lost. Seems offering flowers in memory of the dead is a universal practice. Acolyte Zealot was killed in a prayer pose. His head bent over like that, the last thing he saw must have been this rug. is a prayer rug woven by devout monks. May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon his departed soul. It's strange that there are no bloodstains, though. Perhaps it was so cold his blood froze. Or perhaps it was absorbed by his vestment. It is pretty cold. Maybe the blood really did just freeze inside his body. Oh, okay, so I don't know enough about human biology to say whether or not that's insane. This prayer flag looks much newer than the rest. Your benevolence? What does it say here? The dearest wishes of our subjects are written upon these prayer flags. Reading the prayers of others is considered rude. If you must know, it says, at the usual spot, bring grub, the key too. Yeah, that's definitely a prayer that was... That's one of the more direct and practical prayers I've ever seen. That's one way to say it, like, wow, that's oddly direct and practical. I wonder if it's even a prayer. Okay, that message on the prayer flag seems a little weird, but I think I've seen everything there is to see around here. You have not found or heard anything of particular worth. Are you ready to give up? No, I'm not calling it quits yet. Does it look like you have any hope of winning, Mr. Wright? Emma, I can't really say at this point. All I know is I have to keep investigating. What are you two sneaks up to? I would advise you to get back to work if you are done here, detective. Otherwise, I will report you to Prosecutor Sadmati for dereliction of duty. I am going, I'm going. Well, see you later, Mr. Wright, and good luck. Suddenly the scene got 50% less awesome. Arguably more. I should really pay a visit to everyone in every place connected with this case. So starting with who? Hello, I'm sorry to bother you again, but... Oh, it's you. Bob Ted! You are not contemplating casting suspicion upon Lady Believe, are you? She lost her beloved husband and now acolyte zealot who was like a son to her. Of course I'm not, but since she was close to both victims, I wanted to hear what she has to say. Very well. And then there's the fact that Lady Kira didn't attack Mrs. Inmee. Probably means she isn't a rebel. Is this about pure puree? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think I can talk about that right now. Well, what about Maya? She's innocent. Maya, I heard she was found guilty. First my dear husband and now puree? Mrs. Inmee, you don't really believe that Maya is the killer, do you? I don't know. But that was the verdict, so what else can I believe? What am I to do? The verdict was already reached in your husband's case, but the truth of the matter is yet to be found. Well, some people would say that the verdict is in fact fact-finding. How can you be so sure? Because I believe that Maya is innocent. That is all I have right now, my faith in her. So please help me understand what happened. So you're defending her based solely on faith? And though you'll be punished for abetting the accused? That's right. All right, then. Your faith has moved me. I will tell you what I can. Are you sure about this, Lady Believe? My lovely wife is also a devoted follower of Quirainism. As such, she is not one to make light of another's faith. But if I find that you have lied about your faith in Maya Fey's innocence, I shall curse your entire family and all your disciples for the next 18 generations. Hey, leave Athena and Apollo alone, buddy. Something so sad yet endearing about that. Yeah, no mention of Trucy at all. It's like, goddamn, dude. How did Acolyte Zealot end up living here as your husband's disciple? About 2 years ago, when my husband was at a spiritual retreat in the mountains, he came across Ray collapsed on the ground. That's when he brought him here. You're always one to help those in need, weren't you, dear? And he'd been living here ever since? Well, 2 years ago. That's around the same time Maya arrived in Quirain. Yes, he was born in a poor village and had nowhere to call home. My husband felt pity for the boy, so he took him in as his disciple. Not only as his disciple, he was like a member of our family too. I see. This is where Acolyte Zealots. If this is where Acolyte Zealot lived, there might be something I could learn about him lying around here. Well, let's examine, shall we? Game looks kind of like checkers or chess. You mean to say you have never heard of Kachu de Mal? Oh, we talked about this one already, didn't we? I remember that pun. Okay, yeah, so this is the same dialogue. Oh, look at that. That's a nice photo. It's Maya's in it. It must have been taken the day before the Wright. I should ask Mrs. Inmee about it. Does that mean it had to have been taken right before the... Couldn't have been taken at any time before that, where they had Maya over? Or did they say she had never visited the house before that time? Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, I don't have the thing. She's wearing, not Maya, Mrs. Inmee is wearing a Silver Samurai watch. Oh, was she the one that was the trade, right? She gave her that watch in return for the charm. Okay, maybe they mentioned when she got the charm, in which case the timing would make more sense. It must have been taken the day before the Wright. I should ask Mrs. Inmee about it. What did I say? What word did I say? Because I know I said a sentence about the samurai, but I have no idea what words I said to describe it, other than the fact that it's a samurai. Like, that whole sentence just bloop out of my head. Oh, that's a bit of an off-putting feeling. To think that this would be their final family photo. That no good Maya Fey has some nerve. I mean, here she is posing with the two men whom she would soon kill. I beg to differ. I see this photo as proof that she didn't kill them. That smile of hers does not fool me. I sense a deep and abiding malice behind it. Well, you suck at reading people, then. I'll prove my smile is the real deal. I said Silver Samurai? Oh, God. Woof. Woof. Pictures of the Queen and her husband, the Justice Minister of Corine. Yes, my mother and my father. What do you think? Do you not possess an awe-inspiring air? Oh, terrifying is more the word I would use. Well, yes, they are very awe-inspiring. A magnificent altar. Of course it is magnificent. Wait, is this... Yeah, we did this one. Because we learned why she's faceless. Barbed-head, it appears you are quite fond of rummaging through the garbage. I just thought there might be some other important piece of evidence in here. Oh, is that right? Look, I'm not doing this for fun, really. Oh, he shares a penchant for trash like a certain raccoon-colored protagonist in another gotcha game. Well, another, it's not like this is a gotcha game. In a gotcha game. Doesn't look like there's anything else of interest in here. I think we got what we needed to talk to her about. Okay. Yeah, I might have just gotten a tattoo, but you can miss me with lying on a bed of nails. Jesus. Can I ask you about this photo? You can, but it doesn't mean I'm going to answer you. It was taken during the Feast of Blessings, the day before the rite was held. Okay, so she confirmed the time. Good. The Feast of Blessings? Would you mind telling me a little more about it? This photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings. It's almost like we could have just continued with this dialogue instead of going out and then coming back in. The Feast of Blessings? Yes, it is forbidden to eat during the days of the rite, so the day before it's performed, we enjoy dishes full of Gingil? 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 Assuming it's Gingil, like ginger. We enjoy dishes of Gingil, an herb known to strengthen the body and mind. Well, of course it doesn't hurt, otherwise they wouldn't let people do it. That doesn't mean I want any part of it. You love the Gingil-based dishes I make, didn't you, dear? You shouldn't change the tenses mid-sentence like that from loved to make, as it is poor writing and confusing. I actually think it made sense, because I think it, in fact, done for a very particular reason. She still makes them the dichotomy between being alive and being dead. So I think it should not be an absolute rule. Gingil, I heard you can go 3 days without sleeping after eating some. Holy shit! Where is this Gingil and how can I obtain some? Yes, but many foreigners don't care for it because of its strong smell. Well, I'll get the fuck over it. Our customs say that these dishes can only be eaten the day before the purification rite. Fucking fuck. Only between noon and 3 p.m. That's pretty specific. Because the smell is too strong? This is going to be an interesting evidentiary point. A very good guess indeed. It is to ensure the smell is gone by the time Lady Kira's welcome the next day. Wow, is it really that strong? Maybe Lady Kira wants this smell. Maybe she was a huge fan. I don't fucking know. Just thinking about being productive for 3 straight days without sleeping. Ugh. Come to think of it, the evening before the murder, an overwhelming odor was all over town. It was like a cross between garlic and mint. That is quite the difference in smell there, huh? After the Feast of Blessings, Ray went over to the plaza to begin his supplication. I never thought that would be the last time I would see him. Even if I'm not productive, that means that many less hours that I'm asleep and unconscious. Although, I guess it could mean that you sleep for 3 straight days afterwards. They didn't specify that. Oh, really? I don't think I knew that about Buddhism. What are the 5? Like I said, I don't fucking care how it tastes. You keep me up for 3 straight days, I'll eat garbage. Some of you don't understand yet. You might have an inkling of an idea, but you don't understand how you get to a certain age and you yearn. You yearn so much for extra hours in a day not to play video games, not to watch more television, but to be productive at home through working or doing chores or, you know, well, I was gonna say cleaning, but that's part of doing chores. Yes, that stuff. What was Maya doing at the time? Shortly after Pere left, she went to the temple to prepare for the rite. I don't know what she did after that. So, Acolyte Zealot went out to pray the afternoon before the rite? According to the newspaper, the day before the rite, the plaza was so cold the whole place had iced over. Time is undefeated, after all. Even when there's dilation, it's still gonna get there at some point. Onions, garlics, leeks, shallots, scallions, and chives. They don't consider ginger to be a part of that? I would say ginger is more pungent than half of those. But maybe that's because I don't particularly like ginger. Say ginger. It's probably just like, I don't want to put ginger on there because I like ginger, so. Nope, not on there. Put leeks on there instead. Fuck leeks. Ray always prayed a lot, far more than anyone I've ever known. He was a devout young man whose faith was twice as strong as others. I don't know why, but that's kind of intimidating to me. What, to learn that some dude has convictions far beyond your own? Yeah, it can be a bit intimidating. God damn, dude. Thought I'd made some progress by now, but I haven't come across any particularly insightful information even here. That you know of. You seem disappointed. Mrs. Inmee, is there anything else you could tell me? Forgive me, but if I keep thinking about those 2 any longer. Barbed head. Yes, I understand. I can read the room. Thank you for your help. I'm sorry to have troubled you. You have paid a visit to all of the people and places connected with this case. I think it is about time you prepared yourself for the inevitable, don't you? Stop acting like you wouldn't be super sad. Maya sure looks tired. Yeah, she was just convicted of murder, dude. I'm so sorry, Maya. I failed to defend you during that trial earlier today. I'm sorry too, Nick. I never meant to get caught up in this whole mess. Even worse, I got you caught up in it too. And you were convicted under that stupid law. Nick, you should really withdraw from this case. It's not a fucking matter because I've already been convicted once. Withdrawing's not gonna do anything. I guess it could prevent me from dying depending on what the punishment might be. But that's basically just saying, yeah, I'll take life in prison. Maybe they'll even commute your sentence if you do. I could never abandon you like that. Just do that in a stutter, though. You might not believe me, but I'm going to pull off a win somehow. One sip will make you reincarnate as a flea. Well, that would be fucking obnoxious. Or whichever animal I inhabit as the flea. Oh, boy. Yeah, I disagree. As somebody that uses scallions very often, I find ginger to be far more pungent than scallions. Onions, garlic, shallots, yeah, I can see that. I don't really deal with leeks very much, or at all, so I don't really know anything about leeks, other than what they look like. I mean, chive's good. I like chive. Can't really smell it right now, though. I'm not getting the chive smell. Well, I could not reincarnate at all. If I'm a good flea, then I can work my way back up. It's not like I don't believe in you. It's just, don't worry. Maybe this extra day in court is a blessing from the Holy Mother. Let's use it to our advantage. We'll turn this trial inside out and upside down. You'll see. Okay. You're awfully quiet, your benevolence. It is only a matter of time until your executions are carried out. I simply thought I would allow you to a good talk before you depart from this world. Sorry, but we're not giving up yet, and we won't till the bitter end. Boy, will it be bitter for you. There is no need to put on a brave face. Your fates were sealed with today's verdict. Worry not of Maya Fey. The Twilight Realm will cleanse the taint from that neophyte practitioner's soul. Then perhaps the Holy Mother may finally forgive her. Smile? Oh, Maya. Ah. she's just... I love Maya so much. Raven just over there fucking hating, and Maya's just like... Oh my god, I love her so much. Wait. Is that her attempt at comforting me? Yeah, I think so, and it was fucking ass. But it was an attempt nonetheless. Barbed head, further resistance shall come to naught. Stop your desperate struggle, accept the judgment that has been passed upon you. She obviously doesn't know me very well. Hold it right there, your benevolence. Wait, what the fuck was she saying? Oh, I didn't expect Maya, of all people, to interrupt. Then perhaps your sentence will be commuted and... Hold it right there, your benevolence. Oh, Raffle was actually trying to get the... Hey, I'd rather prefer not to see you actually die. So please give up. Because then it seems like what she's saying is more of a mercy, in her opinion. Hold it right there, your benevolence. Why do you always have to be like that? Why you gotta get in people's jam all the time? Smile. Oh, Maya, what are you? What is the matter? I was simply showing some mercy upon your souls. Nick here is risking his life to defend me. That is why I told you it will come to— No, it won't! Nick is just doing what lawyers are supposed to do. He's defending his client no matter what. Enough! There is no place for lawyers in the Hall of Justice. That seems like that's exactly where lawyers should be, but what do I fucking know? For we have the divination seance. But your insights were wrong. Again! I don't think I noticed the eyebrow or the eye twitch last time. Oh boy, that's gotta hurt. Don't you get it? Errors are bound to happen if your insights are accepted without question. So I ask you, Royal Priestess, what is your true duty? Yeah, but apparently they see prosecutors as not lawyers, which is weird. They literally do the exact thing, but on the other side. Like, why does that not make you a lawyer? It's one thing, like, in Japanifornia, where there's a difference between attorneys and prosecutors, but they're both considered lawyers. Edgeworth was always known as a lawyer, even if he was a prosecutor. Here it's not the same. Do the victim's souls of the Holy Mother herself wish you to judge people in error? Oh, you dare bring Her Holiness's name into this? You know nothing, Jon Snow! I mean, phony baloney. You are phony. You're a phony baloney. You're nothing but a big phony. Please, you two. Enough already. This is really awkward. Sorry, Nick. I got a little carried away. That's not really like me, huh? I'm going to die. No, I should be thanking you, Maya. It's good to have you in my corner. Oh, how dare you mock me so? You will not get away with this. I was a fool to show you compassion, and I think I could convince you to accept your fate. So struggle all you want in the Hall of Justice tomorrow. You will receive your just desserts. Just deserts? Oh my god. Your what? Your Holiness? Or no, she's your benevolence. You will receive your just deserts as the scorn of our kingdom is heaped upon you. I'm sorry, can you say that one more time, your benevolence? That's why I'm saying it like how it's written, because maybe like that was the point. It's just like, wait, you're what? You're just what? Oh, so I'm gonna roll with that was just actually a really funny dialogue choice. I can see straight through that contorted smile on your face, you know? I don't think you can, actually, Phoenix. Oh, okay, maybe he does. She may say these terrible things, but it's just the way she was raised, I guess. Okay, maybe not. You try to remember what happened one more time? I've been trying as hard as I can, but I can't remember anything from the middle of the Wright onward. Alright, you suddenly felt sleepy and everything after that's a blank. How convenient. And very annoying. Even so, I didn't kill anyone, and I'm not the one going around dressed like Lady Kira. Although it's kind of cool to think there's a mysterious female vigilante out there. Right. Well, let's not say that out loud. You close to Acolyte Zealot? We met several times during the meetings about the Wrights, but I didn't know him very well. He seemed pretty quiet. Didn't you eat together the day before the Wright? Yeah, we ate this one super stinky dish, but it was actually really good. Oh, and it tastes good too? Oh my god, let's get some of this shit going. I want to be up for 3 days straight. You know how many activities I can get done in 3 days? It's 72 hours of pure, uninterrupted consciousness? Oh. I wasn't sure I'd like it, but it was love at first bite. It's such a Maya thing to say. Like, you know the salty noodles at Eldon's Noodles? It's like if you added garlic and herbs to that and then let it simmer for a really long time. Sounds more like a hot pot than ramen to me at that point. I think that's exactly the point she was trying to make. Now I miss ramen too. So what was Acolyte's like while you were eating? He seemed to be enjoying the food. But as soon as we were done, he left to go pray. And what did you do? Oh, I returned to the temple to prepare for the rites. Coincides with Mrs. Inmee's description of events. Any idea who might be pretending to be Lady Kira? The rites started, it was just me and Abbot Inmee. The seance vision showed a third figure who looked like Lady Kira. I know. Lady Kira. I wish I could have seen her in the flesh. Yeah, let's stay focused on the case, shall we? It was supposed to have been impossible for a third party to enter the inner sanctum. Ah, but what if she came from the sky? You know, like that bushy, bearded paratrooper. That mountain would have been no match for Lady Kira's wings. That's from the Plumed Punisher TV show, right? How'd you know? Because the real Lady Kira doesn't have wings. Oh, I've got it this time. There must be a secret room with a secret door at the inner sanctum. Did you know there was an 88 secret Plumed Punisher base? Did you know there are 88 secret Plumed Punisher bases here in Courtroom? Please stop talking about the Plumed Punisher show for a sec, Maya. I guess so. Keeping it real is much harder than it looks. Keeping it real. Well, I should get going now. Sorry I wasn't any help. Don't worry, I've got this. We'll beat the charges tomorrow and be on the first plane back home before you know it. Then we'll go grab dinner at Eldoon's or your favorite burger joint. You pick. Sounds good. I think I'll get the extra large hamburg steak topping on my salty bowl. Best of both worlds. Yeah, now you're thinking. Now you're thinking. You can have whatever you like, but first I have to beat the charges. Ah, I almost forgot. Ah, what is it? I have a favor to ask. Okay, but why are we whispering? Oh, that's interesting. Did they lower the tone of the dialogue? Or am I imagining that? I forgot I left something at the High Priest's house. It's super important. Would you mind getting it and holding on to it for me? Sure, so what's this super important thing? In my bag, you'll find a folding book. It's only given to the priestess who performs the rite. It's called the Tome of Secrets. That does sound important. How could you leave something like that just lying around? That explains all the whispering. If Rayfa found out, all heck would break loose. You're a fucking lawyer, Phoenix. Swear. Look, it's got Lady Kira's real name written in it, so... Oops! Don't tell anyone I told you that. Heck, just forget I said anything at all. It's supposed to be a secret. Tome of Secrets contains secrets? Imagine that. What are you two whispering about? Nothing. It's just that she forgot something, so I told her I'd go get it. We're up to something, I just know it. Thanks, Nick, I'm counting on you. Oh, I think her dialogue is written dynamite. Anybody home? No answer. Guess I'll just come on in like it's an RPG and start opening everyone's chests and taking their shit. Mrs. Inmee's probably out right now. Well, I'll just get what I came for. I am watching you like a warbod, barbed head. You had better not steal anything. I'll never do something like that. Just here to get what Maya asked for. It's her property. I think? Maybe not. It's the Tome of Secrets, after all. Does she even know about it? That it exists? Because if I, like, pulled it out and she recognized it as the Tome of Secrets, I'm pretty sure she would have quibble. My word of the day. And yes, breaking their all of their pottery. I'd be so mad if somebody came and broke all my pottery. Not because, like, they broke the pottery, but, like, if anyone was gonna break the pottery, it should have been able to be me, the owner of the pottery. I was just editing, we have, like, 3 years. And that sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's just we didn't play it very often. 3 years of Last of Us 2 footage, because we played like twice a year or something like that I've been going through to eventually post. And there's this room, this building that we go into where it's like, it's pottery everywhere, like very nice vases and stuff. And like, I avoid everything because I'm like, oh, I don't want any of those to break. Like, I could break them, but, you know, I would cause a ruckus and invite some infected to come find me. I don't really want to do that. Listen, the pottery looks nice. I go into the bathroom, all of a sudden, like, they break all the fucking pottery. And I'm like, when I was playing at the time, I didn't have the same reaction I had when I was editing it. As I was editing it, I was horrified. Horrified. And appalled. I was disappointed with my own reaction. Like, what are you doing, dude? Where are your priorities? Then get on with it. If you'd stop interrupting me, I would. Actually, I'm gonna go get some ice real quick and do a little stretching. I'm gonna play an ad real quick. Some of you won't get this ad because you are a member. Not that it matters, because then you'll just see the chair, so. But thank you, anyways. I appreciate it. The problem I have with running these ads is I have no idea how long they last. 3 seconds? Like a 15-second unskippable? I have no idea. I've been watching The Sopranos for the first time ever. And wow, there are some interesting places you can stuff your cash that I had never considered. You don't have to be confined to just the old mattress. Virginia? Oh, but like county in Virginia, right? Like they weren't the attorney general for that long. ads, well, that's nonsense. I just want the one. But thank you for letting me know, because I have no idea when they end. That's true. You shouldn't be putting rupees in your vases. Because like in Zelda, for example, I can't look under your mattress. I can break your pot, though. So perhaps you should have the rupees under the mattress. Or even under the bed. Just in general, because I can't look under there. They won't let me. Well, if that person did, then fuck them, and I hope they get everything that's coming to them. Because somebody died because of that. Link can swim if he has the flippers. Or flipper equivalents, depending on the game. Otherwise, he just teleports back up to dry land. I really want to. I've been wanting to play a Link to the Past rando for so long. Just like I just want randomizers, or even the most basic ones. Like I know people got into doing like all these different ridiculous ones. Even going back to the most basic randomizers, it's so fun. It's so fun because every game is a little different, even though you're playing the same game. That's super cool. So I was thinking about that. Because my feeling as of right now, after finally finishing the game, was that I would not watch Season 2. But there would be something satisfying behind seeing it be the exact same and it being a complete train wreck. And just watching my wife just be appalled at what she is watching. And I just get to smugly smile like, yep, this is ass. We are wasting our time here. I wasted many hours of my life playing that game. But, yeah. I'm going back and forth on it. Ah, here's Maya's bag. What is that strange patch on her bag? It's the steel samurai. He's the hero of an action hero show back in my country. Hello, Toonie. Well, I said I called the steel samurai the silver samurai earlier, so that was a thing that happened. Unfortunately. Other than that, not much. It's the Steel Samurai. He's the hero of an action hero show back in my country. Actually, Maya's favorite show. She's got all sorts of merchandise related to it. I see. He looks strikingly similar to the Plumed Punisher. Plumed! Plumed! Why do I keep saying plumbed? Plumed Punisher. Plum doesn't even make sense. Ugh. I was saying that in that whole fucking conversation. Ugh. God. Just disgust myself. They are similar, but the Steel Samurai definitely came first. Hairy Butts would have actually made more sense. I see. How interesting. Rayfa seems genuinely intrigued. Must be a common thread between Plume Punisher and Steel Samurai fans. Come to think of it, Maya mentioned something about trading with a Plume Punisher fan? Yes, Mrs. Inmee. It's right there in the fucking photograph. If you'll look at it. The Plump Punisher. Bring it. Down for some thick punishment. It is interesting that Phoenix seems to be sure that the Steel Samurai came first. What confirmation does he have that it came before the Plume Punisher? Because I don't think anybody's ever talked to him about, oh, the Plume Punisher was actually released in 1969. Like, none of that's going on. But I digress. I'd better find what she asked me to look for and get going. I feel like "but I digress" is something I should say more as a lawyer, and I just don't. And it disappoints me, quite frankly, in myself. Because I just feel like that's some shit that people would expect you to say, and if you don't, they're just like, oh, he didn't say it. Like, what do I know you for? Let's see here. This must be that tome of secrets that Maya was talking about. Yes, let's say that out loud. The person that would freak the fuck out if she knew what we had. Well, Barbed Head, are you finished now? Hold on a second. String around it is coming undone. Whoops! You fucking moron! Butterfingers! Just take the bag. The whole bag. It's her property anyways. Just take the whole thing. Oh! Yeah, I've been on premium for a while. Wired, like, it just got to a point where I'm like, I'm just tired of this. Like, ads, I mean, and YouTube is significantly better than Twitch, but I will not watch Twitch anymore because of their ad situation. It is insufferable. And they don't have, like, a premium version that you can just, you gotta be subbed to whatever stream you're watching if you don't want the ads. Ah, you fool! Do not lay eyes upon it! Put it away quickly before we go blind! I know, it's a religion. I shouldn't react that way. It's disrespectful. But also, that's super fucking funny. Oh, Twitch has Turbo? I honestly didn't even know that was a thing. How, is it comparably priced? Does it work the exact same way? Well, if Phoenix was perfect, these wouldn't be very interesting playthroughs. That's the problem I have. Phoenix in Apollo Justice was the most lawyerly I had ever seen him. And then he became a lawyer again and lost all of it. He was better in Dual Destinies as an attorney generally still than he was in the first 3 games, but still definitely regressed from Apollo Justice. It's $8? What? Shut the fuck up. That's not real. Gotta be some Twitch Turbo. For a monthly fee to Twitch, it allows you to watch streams ad-free without having to sub to the streamer. Damn, this is like 2 years ago. And free viewing, that's $12 a month. That's still cheaper than YouTube Premium. Break free from ad breaks, watch your favorite shows without videos or banner ads, except for as part of channel sponsorships. You may still enable badge, extended emoticon set. Oh my god. I haven't seen the word emoticon in a very long time, which I think is far superior to emoji. Yeah, that's what it said. $11.99. Maybe I'll start watching some Twitch streamers again. What's the difference? Because we used the word emoticon when we would like type out smiley or whatever back in the day before it was an actual thing. But it's still the same fucking thing for all intents and purposes. One is simply a face. The other is a text face. It's the same thing. I guess I don't understand why we needed a different word for when they became actual faces, is my confusion. It's still a fucking emoticon. Like, it's saying the exact same thing. Actually, it doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Touché! That's exactly why it's better. Yeah, I guess that's true. There's non-face emojis. But I don't see why you still can't call face emojis emoticons and it mean the same thing. Did they arise on their own separately? They're the same thing. Actually, I don't know when emojis... When did emojis become a thing? So it's not, if it's Japanese, which I honestly never bothered looking into what the word, it would be emoji. Not emoji. God damn it. Take the dock. Okay. So it was created in 1999, but Apple, it like blew up in Western consciousness in 2008 once iPhone included it in 2008. Got it. I was gonna say, as a very frequent message board peruser in the year 2000 to 2003, probably beyond that, but it just knows at my peak. There were never emojis. It was always emoticons. I have to drink 3 liters of water a day. And the only way I can do that is if 36 of those liters are seltzer. Because I cannot drink 3 liters of just regular ass flat tap water. Smileys. Some people did refer to them as smileys. I forgot about that. I remember the ASC stuff. That was always really fun. Yeah, I actually live in a place where our tap water is very good. Very good. We're very lucky. Great Lakes. If you live by a Great Lake in the United States and Canada, you probably have amazing tap water. Because we have the largest freshwater source, continuous freshwater source in the world, right? I think that's it is. So I mean, when everybody else is fucked with water, we're gonna be sitting there like, come at us, let's go. But anyways. It's just that flat liquid for me is just, it's so uninspiring. Just drinking them like, yeah, it's fine. And I can drink this propane tank worth of flat tap water a day. 64 ounces. I can do that. Do it. But that other 36 gotta come from some sort of seltzer. And most seltzer water is trash. Like LaCroix. The Polar, which I affectionately call Polar Bear, just to piss off the person that introduced me to this, actually really good. Bubbly, I've only had one type of bubbly, but it was good. It was like a strawberry vanilla or something like that. It was good. I just haven't tried any other flavors. Cow emojis are typed face symbols. Generally not sideways. Like, oh, so like what Noman just posted. I didn't know those were called cow emojis. Interesting. Oh, and then Nathan did too. I always loved the Kirby. Kirby was my favorite. I don't know, dude. I used Skype for all of like half a year once. That was it. I've never been a Skype guy. I didn't know you had to pass an exam to get a ham radio license upgraded. That sounds intense. Jesus. Okay, so back to the game. She's gonna be blinded by this. Put it away! Put it away quickly before we go blind! I mean, the character is barefooted. That does blind me. Relax, my hand just slipped. This is the Tome of Secrets! Are you trying to get us cursed? Lady Kira is liable to swoop down and gouge our eyes out. Well, she can just gouge my eyes out and you can go away. Like, that's something that can happen. Oh, right, this book is related to Lady Kira, isn't it? Hey. The game brought it to me, okay? I did not affirmatively bring this shit up. The game brought it to me, and I'm gonna respond in kind. Oh. Oh my god. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that I have basically the anti of whatever a fetish would be. So, just like people with a fetish will affirmatively, like, praise it, I will do the exact opposite. Oh my god. I don't want to be a magnet. Give me the opposing force. I mean, if you're in defeat, that's up to you. I'm not shaming your kink. I just personally think they're disgusting. Oh my god, no foot puns. No foot puns tonight. Oh, god. Your benevolence, would you mind if I asked you some questions? So I'm take that as a yes. This is not something I would normally speak about to an outsider such as you. Well, can't you make an exception? You insist. Really pulling at my leg here. Nana! Well, she has to tell her everything first. What of this folding book? Yes, I see. You know what's funny is the words that you're saying make sense, but I've never thought about those as thigh pits. Fucking thigh pits. Oh my god. This very important tome is bestowed upon the priestess in the purification rite. Oh, very important? What's written inside? She told us. Well, I guess she told us one thing. Yes, I see. Really? Is it all right to reveal that? Your benevolence? Patience. The book contains Lady Kira's true name, which I knew already. True name? Is a name really that important of a secret? Although I guess she told us not to tell her that we knew that, so. To a Carinus priestess, a person's name is one of the most important things to know. Fuck, what am I thinking of? What work of fiction am I thinking of? Where it's like, part of the whole thing was like finding out the real name. And it was like a huge deal. Like, was it a game? Or was it a show? A movie? Like, learning the name caused, like, a cataclysm or something. I'm not thinking of Final Fantasy 13 and the Chocobo's name. That's not what I'm thinking of. It's not Death Note, though that's a good guess. That would make a lot of sense. Oh, was it Yu-Gi-Oh? Maybe. And maybe that's why I don't remember, because I don't remember basically anything about the show anymore. Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo? That's the worst name I've ever heard. Oh, Joey Jojo! I've actually been watching some Simpsons recently. I've actually been watching like seasons 12 through 15 because I want to gauge, because I saw those seasons, but I don't remember much from them. I wanted to gauge on just how many good episodes there actually were. It's about 50% right now, which I guess actually isn't that bad considering how late those seasons are, but... Yeah, maybe it was Yu-Gi-Oh! It just doesn't seem like the satisfying answer. What's so important about a name? You fucking kidding me? It's your identifier, my dude. It's what you're gonna be called the most. Referred to. Well, actually, that's not true. I guess people are gonna refer to your pronouns more than anything else just because... But you know what I mean. Without a name, a priestess's voice will fail to reach a person's mitama. It is much like trying to send a letter without the recipient's address. God damn, that's powerful. A spirit can only be identified once you know the deceased's face and name. Okay, now this is some Death Note shit, Jesus. Oh, I get it. It's like when you see someone in a crowd you recognize, but you don't know their name. I saw there was a meme that was really funny today that I was like, I need to remember this. Because it was, if I don't introduce you to somebody, it's not that I'm being rude. Please understand that I'm not doing it because I probably don't remember this person's name. And it would be really cool and chill if you would introduce yourself so that they will introduce themselves to you so that I will remember their name. Because I cannot stand when I go somewhere, like, and I'm with someone, particularly my wife, like with a family event or something like that, she knows I'm not gonna fucking know anybody. So, like, make sure I get introduced. That shouldn't be to me, I should not be the person affirmatively doing that. It should be on the person that has brought you as a guest. Like, whenever we go to a place where I know she's not gonna know anybody, I'm going to introduce her to everybody because I think that's what I should be doing. As opposed to her having putting forth the effort. She's already putting in the effort of being there in the first place in a situation that's probably uncomfortable. I expect the reciprocity. Had not thought about there being situations where perhaps they're not introducing me because they don't remember who it is either. So I'm gonna keep that one in mind. I'm gonna keep that one in mind from now on. Billy and Mandy was like a little bit past my time in terms of like I wasn't really watching. Well, were they Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? I wasn't really watching those channels anymore, but I do remember liking that show a lot whenever I did see it because Mandy was like I wanted to be Mandy's best friend. Like, let's angst together, please. How terrible everything is. I have not seen that episode of Seinfeld, although that does sound legitimately humorous. Oh my god. It's like when you see someone and makes it impossible to get their attention. You! Yeah, you! Yeah, come on, man! Yeah! Whenever you hear a man, you're like, that dude doesn't fucking know my name. Indeed, you must know a spirit's face and true name before you can commune with it. That's actually super deep, though. The idea that, because some people won't see a name as something that's connected to your spiritual being. They see the name as simply something assigned to your flesh, as a human constructed identifier. And maybe that's why, like I said, I like the show. I didn't go out of my way to watch it all the time, but I always liked it when I saw it. But that sounds like something that would annoy me if I did watch it continuously. The problem is that Billy was annoying as shit. So, as much as I liked Mandy, I wouldn't come back because Billy would just be like, oh, God. Indeed, but I know that was the point of that dynamic. Just sometimes then that means that might be a tad overpowering, and I don't really want to see that dynamic very often. I mean, some people are just not great with faces. Like putting names to faces, or vice versa. I am significantly better with names than I am with faces. You tell me a person's name, before they get there, I'm going to be able to assign it very well. But if I see someone's face before thinking of the name, I might forget the name. It's going to be more difficult to recall the name from the face versus the face from the name. I wish I was better with faces than names, because being better with faces is significantly more practical. Because how often are you given a heads up for a name? The awkward situations is when somebody comes up that you weren't expecting. And you're just like, you. Woo. Okay, but Gumball, I've watched Gumball because my nephew was watching it, like when he was younger. Gumball's fucking hysterical. That was a show where I would have fucked with that if it was on when I was younger. There aren't a lot of shows like that. A lot of shows I watch and I'm like, this is shit. But Gumball, whew, God, yes, please. It's the same for Cryonism's most secret art, the one that my mother alone may use. Queen has a secret art? It is something a foreigner such as you could never hope to guess. I mean, I've seen Fairy Tale, so I know what a Dragon Slayer's secret art is, but I mean, you're right, I don't know what a Cryonis priestess's secret art is. Except I do, because Maya's way better at it than your mother is. Oops. I actually think that, I think that is a good use of flashback. Because it's something that, first of all, it's good that they actually showed that Phoenix put that together. Because Phoenix can be so stupid sometimes that I wouldn't necessarily expect him to do, but oh, I wonder what the secret art is, even though we already know what it is. But in this case where it's not explicitly said and you're showing that Phoenix is making that connection, I think that is a good use of flashbacks. I should pretend this is all new to me. Besides, I get the feeling she secretly really wants to tell me all about it. Yeah, right? She's like, please ask, please ask, please ask, please ask, please ask, please ask. Could you tell me about this secret art of the queen you spoke of? Come again? Now she has to act like, what? How dare you? Oh, sorry, maybe we shouldn't talk about this. It is a secret after all, right? It is the secret art of spirit channeling. But I suppose those words are meaningless to you. Wow, this is actually super fucking funny, and I love that they've done this. Because it's like, for once, in these situations, Phoenix gets to sit back and go, finally, I am the information captain now. I mean, okay, so like, I agree with you, Wired, but I also understand that there might be, because I don't have that ability, there might be some inherent downside to it in like information overload that might be a real like detriment to you. Like how some people like, I like the idea of being able to read people's minds. It's like, okay, but what if when you don't want to read, can you always like control it? Or is it like fucking Star Trek, where the ability to do it doesn't allow you to control who you hear it from? You might hear it from fucking everywhere, and that's gonna be a huge problem. It's gonna make you go crazy. Yes, it's because Maya confirmed that she can do it better than their royal family, and that would cause a problem. However, if my life were on the line, I think I'd get past that part. Yeah, Brian, I know what you mean. I would say it's my strongest, like, it's why I'm good at my job. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm the greatest natural debater, arguer, whatever you want to call it. But I generally will have an advantage if me and another attorney have the same, we both consume the same amount of information. I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to retain and recall more of it than they are. Difference is that it's very, like, I have to be very active about it. Like, so, there's shit I'm not gonna recall about, like, these games, for example, because I'm not taking in the information, like, all that seriously, because it's like, it's fiction, it's fun, whatever. I'm not trying to do that. So it's almost something that I have to, like, actively, like, turn on. But I generally do. And I'd say it's nice, but I would agree that there are certain things that you recall a little too well, and it makes you, I've been told, overanalyze past events and things. Overanalyze is the word that I continue to hear from third parties. Anyways, I'm just surprised how willing you are to tell me about it. A third-rate lawyer could not channel spirits simply by learning of the technique. Third rate is a bit harsh. I'd even settle for second. What is it? Have you the look of a tentacled hag frog upon your face? She is so proud of herself. What the heck is a tentacled hag frog? I don't know, but it sounds horrifying. See, I don't do that. I don't have that issue. The issue I will have is because I'm, like, if I'm instructing, and this is why I would not be a good teacher. I would go into the more technical aspects, like, flow through it right away because I remember everything and I want to get it all out. And it's like, not everybody learns that way. And for some people, you're going to overload them. So you have to, okay, sorry, I gotta go back and, you know, and I guess that's also an issue with just, like, being able to adapt to it's like, you just want to be able to get all the information out. Maybe it's just because I just don't like fucking teaching people. I'm just like, let's just get this over with as quickly as we possibly can. Spirit channeling? That's where a medium lets a spirit possess her body to return to our world, right? Well now, I see you have done your homework. Oh, I guess I studied a bit. With the power of spirit channeling, one can bring back even the most ancient of spirits. It is quite a magnificent power, is it not? I've never seen her eyes light up like this before. I imagine they're pretty shocked when they come back from ancient times. Indeed, a spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. Even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of its death and the moment it is channeled? Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all the memories it had in life. Thus, even heroes and scholars of antiquity can be channeled and directly learned from. Wait. So, because they're spirits, they literally remember everything, or they remember something, a general, like, what they remembered at the time of their death. So there could be things that they don't remember. Or does death, like, free your memory Okay, I'm getting into a really stupid rhetorical question line that doesn't need to be asked. Our queens have also used this power to help the rulers of neighboring lands seek counsel. That is why we have never been invaded, and how we have maintained our unique culture. I'm overcooking. Gotta. Sometimes you go a little too hard in the kitchen. So, spirit channeling is a really effective tool for international politics. It is indeed. And that is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. Okay, but fucking seriously, if I am a nation with a close relationship with them and I'm able to see them channel spirits, I am very likely to perhaps push that religion just a bit in our country, because it's like, I have seen it happen. They literally fucking channeled dead spirits. That's a big deal. Oh my god. That is why only those with the power to channel spirits may rule our kingdom. God, every time I hear the word kingdom, I want to go, whoa! I was about to really go higher, and I realized I had to bring it down a little lower, given that my wife's sleeping upstairs. Damn it. But of late, there has been an endless influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring lands. Oh god, here we fucking go. The fools come seeking the same great power as my mother. Illegal immigrants? I believe they prefer the term undocumented. Yes, it is becoming quite a problem. MKGA? Oh, it's funny and it hurts. It's funny and it hurts. Yeah, the thing is, though, is you're not seeing Zeus shoot the lightning. I don't think that's that good of an analogy. Because that's part of this whole thing, right, is that there's a physical transformation behind their spirit channeling. Like, there's... I could see still arguing like, oh, it's a parlor trick of some sort, but there is an actual change there to connect them to that person. Right, yeah. Exactly. Brian explained it better than that. Some have lost their way in life and look to Corionism for their salvation. Among them are also those of dubious nature who have been driven from their own lands. Are you assuming that they're dubious nature? And it could have just been... This is as somebody who has worked on asylum cases where perfectly non-dubious individuals have been driven out of their own lands for political or religious reasons. Like, for example, if there is somebody from China that says communism sucks, you might get into some shit with the communist government. Would not consider those people dubious because they were driven out. Maybe that's not what she's implying, but that's how it reads to me. Dubious nature, driven from their own land? Gasping Pain definitely fit that bill. Was he dubious, though? He just sucked at his job, so he wanted to go somewhere else to not suck as much. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not... I'm not saying it's not inconsistent with her character. just that even so, just as the all attorneys must be bad thing is stupid, this would be also stupid. Oh yeah, Lynn, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That's interesting. Oh, was he? Okay, then yes, yes, then that would make more sense, yes. I honestly do not remember the difference between the two. I don't know which one's older, if one was better than the other. I'll find out once I start deep diving. Man, I don't know how I'm gonna do those videos because I'm not a scripted person. Any video that you see me like do where I'm talking on it, I didn't script myself, I just talk. So like, my best man speeches, I guess, none of them were written down. Like, it actually sucked to have to write down my wedding vows, but I was like, I have to. Like, it's your wedding. You can't, you know, just let this one go and go off the top. Especially because I had seen a friend try doing that, and it went terribly. Both that... I just saw him recently. What a great guy. But that was not a good decision. And it was funny because when we got to the reception venue, I went into the bathroom and because it was like, you know, like we've been sitting around for a while and I'm like, man, I really have to pee. So I go to the bathroom and he's the first person that comes in after me and he's like, we don't say, I was like, hey, you know, hey, what's up? And we don't say anything for like 3 seconds. And then he's like, man, I should have stuck with what I wrote for my wedding vows. Like, it wasn't even a situation where you could be like, oh man, it was all right, you know, like, because it was a train wreck and everybody knew it. Like, it was not something that you could have reassured about. I was just like, oh man, I think I said something like, well, you're just trying to speak from the heart. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, God. Ooh. But they sure weren't treating him like an illegal alien. Can you channel spirits, your benevolence? I am but the royal priestess. There is still much that I must learn. Oh, I'm sorry, because I knew like a 6-year-old that could really well. So, I mean, I just thought maybe, you know, your benevolence and all would be able to do that, but guess not. As of now, fucking Pearl. Wow, what a nuts character, right? Now in this sort of perspective. As of now, the divination seance takes me to the very limit of my ability. Or spiritual power doesn't measure up to Maya's. Wait, did I say that out loud? Oh no. What is her oh God. I feel like an actual, like, dumb... I don't want to say the word partner, because that's not... I don't want to imply that with her, you know. But, like, that dumb, like, insensitive person where you're just like, what the fuck did I do? Why would you ever react that way? Please explain to me, because I don't know what I did. I legitimately, like... Because I asked her, can you channel spirits? Now we're getting to this? What the fuck? Okay, but they can't do it based off that because we can't see... Well, okay, I guess based on the dialogue, we might be able to tell what he might be displaying on his face, but you would think that an attorney would be a little better at it, especially given that technically speaking, she is part of the opposition as part of the government. Well, right. So it's not established throughout the whole series because Apollo Justice said the exact fucking opposite. Ugh. You were just mocking me in your mind, weren't you? It sounds to me like somebody's got some insecurity issues, but don't be ridiculous. It's written all over your face, you impotent nincompoop. The divination seance was once one of the most important roles fulfilled by the Queen. That is what my mother taught me when I was little. Well, I'm sure she told you that to make up for the fact that your powers suck. Queen can perform the dance of devotion? That'd be a sight to see. But would it? It'd be the same as her. It's just the Queen doing it instead. Somebody slightly older and taller. Someday I will be a powerful priestess and queen, just like my mother. The divination seance is a vital part of my training to prepare me for that day. Forgive my ignorance, your benevolence. You shall see. It will not be long before I, too, master the secret art of spirit channeling. Sure. I will be a magnificent queen who unites you. I will be a... Wow, I cannot say this sentence for some reason. I will be a magnificent queen who unites her people for the greater good of Khura'in. Now I see. Spirit channeling is something she really aspires to. Well, yeah, no fucking shit, Phoenix. Oh, I see. You see how proud she was talking about it. This is... Oh, no, that was actually farther back. Looks like she actually has something in common with Maya, except Maya's way better at it than she is. Are you quite through now? There are more important things to do than to stand here and talk about spirit channeling. That's true. Doesn't have anything to do with this case as far as I can tell. Okay, and maybe I'm just like missing a core point that has been communicated I'm just not appreciating. But the fact that the phase, that bloodline, is so significantly better at spiritual channeling than the place where it allegedly is like the mecca for it. Why would Maya need at all to go sit there for 2 years to essentially learn from inferiors? Like, is it an official certification sort of thing? Like, she literally won't be recognized as the head of the house unless she goes and does that? That seems like a waste of 2 years. That's true. It doesn't have anything to do with this case as far as I can tell. Or does it? Bum, bum, bum. If the Queen is a spirit medium... Are you about to suggest that my mother was channeling Lady Kira? Ah, I guess she saw that one coming. Lawyers are indeed a witless breed. The day of the rite, my mother was engaged in other duties at the palace. Of course. My mother is a very busy woman, and the idea itself is preposterous. You truly believe the Queen of Khura'in would personally battle the insurgents? It'd actually be kind of badass, though. This is precisely what makes you third-rate. Another dead end. This is bad. Anyway, I need to continue looking for leads, so... Over there! Alfred, don't let him escape! What is all that racket? She didn't do her first channeling until she was older than Rayfa, but she still can do it significantly better. And she can channel... No, that doesn't really add to the argument. So it's just like, but it's still like, even if there has to be certain like conditions that have, it's so much better. It has been communicated to us that it's so much better. Important for her ability to rise to the head of the, why? What is she learning that she doesn't already know? She's just taking a business class, a spirit medium business class to run a village? She can do that in fucking community college. That's not a knock on community college. That's just to show, like, you want to do that? You can fucking go to community college and you can do that. You don't have to travel to an entirely different kingdom for 2 years. I don't know. And maybe they're non-specific for a reason. And it's not something you're supposed to look into very much. But that's just something where I'm like, once they told us that, I'm like, that's kind of weird that you're here then. Maybe if the difference wasn't like brought up as such a significant like gap, it wouldn't have been as big of an issue. Well, that's why I said, like, is there like legitimately a certification she needs, or they will literally not? They will not recognize her as the head of the village. Like her own village won't recognize her as the head until she gets that certification. In which case, that's seems almost arbitrary at this point. But sure, at least there's some reasoning behind it. That's not a specific reason at all. That's a very vague reason. Because it doesn't tell you what she's actually doing. She can't master a craft from people that can't teach her how to master her own abilities because she's so much better at it than them, right? Like, there are other real-world situations where that does work. Because it's more of like they know it in theory. So they can guide somebody based on their knowledge of theory to hopefully be able to utilize their amount of power better. Or responsibly, you know, whatever. I feel like that gets significantly more difficult when it's something like this. If they're, I mean, maybe they know that there are spirit channelers, like in theory, there is an ability to channel spirits like to that degree, in which case they can still teach certain disciplines. But I guess I don't really know. Do they know that they suck? Relatively speaking, I guess I don't know that. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean. Is there still theory behind? If there is still theory behind, if you have this power, this is what you can do with it. But if the theory is only limited to the more limited power, then I don't see why that would be helpful. But again, I guess I don't know what the Quirine school here in the kingdom knows in terms of like potential. It's a matter of, does the queen know that she's actually not very good at it compared to what it could be in theory? Because that's what it would come down to. Like, you have to admit, like, yeah, I can't do that. But I can teach you what would happen in theory if you could. Even though I know you can't either. Ha 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 ha. And it's like, ah, yeah, you're right, I can't. Who else is she going to learn from? It doesn't matter. If you can't learn it from anybody, then you just can't learn it from anybody. Flawed theory is still flawed theory. or I should say not flawed, but limited theory is still limited theory. If it's not going to help her, then it doesn't matter who is present and who is not. It's still not going to help her particular skill set. Or at least beyond what the limit of the theory would provide. But none of this, I don't think any of this actually matters. It's just an interesting, like, how much does the royal family know about the potential versus what they can do? Because it would be really funny if the queen would have to admit, like, yeah, I'm not good. What, that escaped prisoner has surfaced here in town? Escaped prisoner? You mean that guy with the bushy beard? There's no reason to panic. The police are on his trail. No longer a suspect, but he might know something considering he was at the scene of the crime. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know. They talk about they know spirit channeling, but did they specifically mention that they know of people that are that powerful at spirit channeling? Or is that an assumption that we're making? I'm asking because I honestly do not remember. I'm very good at doing that. Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, Luigi, is if the theory is limited, then there's only so much you can get from it, relative to like what you can actually do. Let's go take a look. Wait. Yes, perhaps we will learn more from the Tome of Secrets. Here's a secret. Y'all suck. Oh, my aching back. I forgot how badly I'd injured it. Ow, ow, ow. I need to do some stretching and exercise more when I get back home. Ah, Mr. Wright! Hey, Albie. That's horrible. Have you seen... Ow! Are you alright, sir? 1 second. I have... Oh. Whew. Have you seen that escaped prisoner around here? Oh, so that's why all those police came rushing over here. I heard them saying something about an escaped prisoner disappearing in this area. He disappeared in this area. He couldn't have taken to the air again, could he? Barbed head. I told you to wait. Well, apparently she's already got her 50 and up card. As a part of doing a whole spiritual seance and dance does not involve any type of calisthenics. It's too dangerous for you around here, your benevolence. Mr. Arable could be... I keep saying it the one way, but it's probably more correct the other way. I think that way sounds better. Mr. Arable could be lurking nearby. What sort of priestess would I be if all it took was an escaped prisoner to frighten me? She's fearless, I'll give her that. I think I've actually made myself tired by acting tired. I can't be responsible if something happens to you. As long as I'm here, though, I might as well search the area myself. If I were an escaped prisoner, where would I hide? How about the one thing that's moving around? Well, actually, there's a few things that's moving around, but I don't remember that being in the scene prior. It could just be not having paid attention to it before. Hey, Albie, what's this cow-like animal? Oh, that's a cow. Like, it's a yak! They carry heavy loads and provide milk. They're indispensable partners in our daily lives. Interesting. Hey, they're kind of cute up close. Well, they are also prized for their meat. Ah, yeah, they work for us and then we kill them and eat them. I say that like I don't fucking do the same thing. You know, the meat you enjoyed so much last night. Oh, partner must mean something else here. No, it doesn't. It means the exact same fucking thing. Because I bet people say, well, no, that's not true. Because that would be the equivalent of like a dog. We don't do that here. I mean, nah, that's probably too small, huh? Where is he hiding? Doors, probably? I talked to him about the board. Yeah. Oh, now you think about Trucy. Not when somebody was talking about cursing your fucking family for generations. Which, yes, also yes, we would not, we don't really eat horse meat here. I mean, he said that it produces milk, so it sounds like the answer is yes. Look at all these vegetables. Look at these vegetables. Every time I do it makes me gag. How is this? How is all this shit uncooked? God, there's just something about like an uncooked vegetable. It's just so like ugh. But I can see uncooked meat and see the potential, and I'm just like, that's just gonna be fucking. But I don't see that the broccoli is going to be good until it's cooked or steamed or whatever. Dude is way too happy about these vegetables that probably don't taste very good. Oh yeah, the bun shop. I remember talking about the bun shop. So, when I went to Japan, there were a few of these situations happening, and holy shit, is it tiring. Like, I know you youngsters, probably some of you youngsters out there, look at this like, oh, I wouldn't be that bad, and you're probably right at your age. At my age, ow. Quads were fucking on fire by the time I get up there. And they're not like, most of them at least, are not like small, like normal steps going up the stairs. They're like these big stone steps. So each step that you're taking, you really have to raise your fucking leg. And I'm 6'4", so like, you would, in theory, my stride would need to be a little shorter to go upstairs than somebody who's shorter than me, right? Nope. Nope. I made myself even more tired now. Could be a trap door there or something. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's right fucking there. Although I don't know why that manhole cover looks like it's cloth. Right? It looks warped. Like it's like a blanket or something. That manhole cover, it's open. The Shadow's calling me an idiot, which he's right to do. Whoa! What is it, Shadow? Did he sniff out someone or something in the manhole? Yeah, he probably sniffs sewage. Dogs have very sensitive noses. I wonder, did Shadow track Mr. A Rebel if he had something with the Rebel's scent on it? I don't know. I don't do that stuff. I feel like I've got something with the Rebel's scent on it. Something he might have touched. What did he fucking do? Cops report dagger, flower. Did I have that he touched? I do not remember. Here, Shadow, how about this? Hope it works. I think he's picked up a scent. Mind if I borrow Shadow for a bit? By all means. I had no idea you could do this. Yeah, go get him, boy. Benevolence. I'm heading down the manhole now. I'm assuming you are not going to want to come with me. It'll be dangerous, so please wait here. Wait! Don't worry, I won't commit any of those misdeeds you're so worried about. That is not what I fear. There may be a vicious insurgent lurking down there. Or are you worried about me? No, I was simply wondering why you would go to such lengths in your investigation. After all, if you would simply withdraw from this case, they might commute your sentence. I'm doing this to prove my innocence. But how can you be so sure of the accused's innocence? She has already been found guilty. Blah, blah, blah. Do you eat the vegetables raw? You legend. I wish I could. Jesus. My name's Shadow. Because they're fans of Homeward Bound, obviously. Up top, if you've seen Homeward Bound. Probably like 3 of you, if that. I believe in her. She says she's innocent, then that means she's innocent. Lawyers must trust in their clients to the bitter end. That's just what we do. You lame brain. Do what you will. Oh, I'm going in. Let's go, Shadow. Who's he talking to? Himself, I guess? Getting himself amped? Let's go, Shadow. Be careful. Wait, come back here. It's pitch black down here. I can't see a thing. Ah! And so Phoenix once again got knocked out because he is an idiot. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, good God, that spider. Yikes. All right, well, Devin's won. Do I have 2 more? Up top, Devin. What happened? I went down into the manhole and then... Oh, this is him. Oh, you finally came to. Ah! I feel like I should give him a different voice, but now we're just rolling with that. I mean, he kind of talks that way, though. Like, his speech pattern didn't really change. I remember that face anywhere. is a legitimately, like, terrifying fucking photo of this guy. Like, I would think if I saw him, he would murder me. As Phoenix. That dragon symbol on his armband, that's the mark of the rebels. There can be no mistake, it's him. That's a rebel. Yikes! Sorry I got a little rough with you back there. Thought you were the cops. Why are you making that face? Hey, want an apple? Thought he was gonna kill me. Bro thinks he's Lelouch. Oh my god. I'll pass on the apple, but thanks. I don't mind a good apple, but not right now. It depends on the apple. It was red, so there's a chance that it's Honeycrisp-esque. There are some reds that just like reds. What is this place? This is the office of my brother-in-arms, Dirk. Right now we're using it as a rebel safe house. Okay, it would be really funny if, like, all the rebels were, like, even Dirk was just a super nice guy. This whole time they've been vilified, and they're just like, oh, hey there, Phoenix. Yeah, we're from the Midwest region. Come in, take a load off. Oh my god. He must be related to, what's his fuck? Tobias. Wait, back up a second. What kind of office is this exactly? Hello, office, what else? Oh! Oh, that's actually really cool! That's a reveal, right? Like, they didn't reveal what the rebels were, like, rebelling against. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Really? Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yup, just like you. Ryan's public enemy #1 is an ex-lawyer? Didn't see that coming. But I don't suppose I'll be coming around here anymore. You won't? Are you planning to flee or something? It's just I want to get out of the rebel business. Tired of being hounded by the cops and all that. So I came by today to pick up the last of my stuff. Really? I want to sell Dirk's info to the Minister of Justice and slip out of Orion. Wow, you are an asshole. I don't care if the dude's evil, you fucking rat. Wait a second. Oh, that's funny. He still has the same reactions, just they look even stupider now. You're a key person of interest in this case. You can't go running off like that. Relax, will you? I'll tell you whatever you need to know. Oh, and sorry about punching your lights out back there. My bad. Oh, Mr. Lawyer Man, what do you want to know? Tell me about the murders of the High Priest terrorist Inmee and his acolyte, Pray Zealot. Sure, I'll tell you whatever I can. Don't know if it'll be much help, though. I mean, I'm not a rebel anymore, so I don't know how true that really is. Yeah, he was way too happy about being a traitor. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna go be a traitor. Like, Jesus Christ. Tell me everything you know about the High Priest murder. Well, as you know, I don't remember much about that. I banged my head on a rock as soon as I parachuted into the inner sanctum. When I told you I had nothing to do with this murder, I meant it. Okay then, where were you when you came to after banging your head? By the time I came to, it was already dawn. I must have been out cold the whole time. You didn't see the crime happen at all. You got that right. Then why did you say you did when you testified? Oh, about that. Since I didn't remember a thing, I was afraid I'd seem suspicious, so I came up with that whole story. That is asinine. Do you even realize how much trouble his big fat lie has caused me? Sorry for the trouble. It was definitely my bad. It's such my bad that I'm crying laughing about it. Dude is literally the crying laughing emoji right now. That's exactly him. Like I might I make that emoji, an actual fucking emoji for the Discord. Doesn't seem very sorry to me. It would actually be funnier if he was the sideways laughing one, if he had his legs sideways. That would be the better one. Oh, so the bottom line is you were at the scene of the crime, but you weren't involved in it. Got it. To be fair, he's the one with the knife, so he can mock me as much as he fucking wants at this point. So Dirk used to be a lawyer? Yep, he was a force to be reckoned with when he was still practicing. He was a juggernaut of the law, and as mighty as a dragon. He could strike terror into a prosecutor's heart just by glaring at him. People called it his dragon's glare. He even got criminals to confess and pass out with a well-placed glare. Well, that would make these games significantly easier. You've got to be kidding me. But most important of all, would never surrender. He'd fight for the accused no matter how the odds were stacked against him. Is that what you mean by the will of the dragon? Yep, that would be it. Actually, your work in court yesterday was mighty impressive too. You didn't give up no matter how hard of a beating you took. Not unlike Dirk, I might add. The guy I'm about to turn on. So easily. Oh, thanks. A big part of that beating I took was because of you. Oh, fuck. Let's examine first. Incense and white flowers. Flowers are still fresh. They must have been put here maybe today or yesterday. You put these here, Mr. Rebel? Something wrong with flowers? Oh, no. Just a traditional thing here in Courtroom. Pay it no mind. Yeah, that's what you do when somebody dies. I feel like that's a key point here. There's a knife driven deep into a photo of the queen. I guess the rebels really hate her. I better remember to stay out on their good side. Is this a law book? That's the coolest fucking law book I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Holy shit. Dragon's mark has been branded into the cover. Take one of my books and fucking brand something into it. That's Dirk's law book. Really? The leader of the rebels? That Dirk? That's right, and that mark of the dragon is the emblem of the rebellion. Pages in this one section are really dirty. Must be the section on the Defense Culpability Act. Must have done a ton of research on the Defense Culpability Act. Practically wore out the entire section. Oh, that's his... That's not his law book. That's his law log. Or... notebook. I wiped his ass with it. That's so dirty. There are bowls and platters of food around here. They're still warm as if it was all recently prepared. Must have a pretty big appetite, Mr. Rebel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shiba. I thought that might go without anybody mentioning that, and I'm glad it did not. For those that don't know, in Arrested Development, there was a lawyer called Bob Law Blah. Which the pun was blah blah blah. So, you think Ace Attorney's got some good fucking name puns. Woo! Oh my god. At one point, he had law blogs, so they were the Bob Law Blah Law... Well, I can't even say it. Bob Law Blah Law Blogs. Oh, what a fucking show. Ugh. I'm reflecting on all these shows that started off amazingly and then just went to shit. Guys as big and strong as me got even bigger appetites, you know? You just fled from the police. I don't know how you could eat this much after all that excitement. Ah, sorry if I offended you. But first, let's start with an appetizer. That's a lot of sugar, you know, even if it's nothing but fruit that you're eating. Where's he getting all those apples from? Wanna join me, Mr. Lawyer Man? Got plenty of sewer lizards, too. I have sewer lizards and fresh apples. What? ESL? Devin. Did he respond? Or did you just, because I don't, if he responded, I did not see a response. So I'm hoping you just thought about it and you, like, you just had the realization. And I do think I remember mentioning it for Callisto, but yeah, I guess that's also shares. No, I'm on live chat. Oh, that's interesting. So I went back to top chat and then back to live chat, and then Noman's very pointed response did pop up. Okay. Thanks, but I already ate. This looks like a photo of Dirk and his compatriots. And here's one that looks really old. Bro! If Phoenix isn't like, I recognize those very unique antennas, I am not gonna be pleased. He's even got red on. And the bracelet! Wow, this was taken about 20 years ago. I'm sorry, what? What? I felt like Apollo already had enough backstory to last his character. Okay. I guess we're going with this now. Those are Dirk's sons. Really? So this is the rebel Dirk in the center? How? Dude. The fact that he doesn't even mention, like, oh, this kid kind of reminds me of Apollo. Like, even that stupid statement would be better than absolute silence on the matter. Ugh. Really? So this is the rebel Dirk in the center? He doesn't look so evil. Both of his sons look kind of familiar. Okay, thank God. The one on the left is Yuri. Oh, but you know him as Prosecutor Sadmati. Prosecutor Sadmati is Dirk's son? Yeah, that he is. Yuri was once a rebel too. He used to really respect his old man, both as a father and as a lawyer. Why did he become a prosecutor? Because he's still a fucking lawyer. Being a lawyer in his kingdom is the same as signing your own death warrant. On account of the Defense Culpability Act, right? Yeah, that's why Yuri decided to be a prosecutor instead. He wanted to spark a revolution from the inside, so he dove right into the enemy's den. Well, you could have fucking fooled me, because he is trash. I don't see what revolution he's starting by being so trash. I never would have guessed it from how trash he is. You can say that again. Dirk is battling to change Karine's legal system. Will of the Dragon spurs him on. Y'all thought Yudi was taking up the mantle to carry on that will, too. Well, you're gonna have to stand for it because he has not been strong so far. So far. We're only in case 3. He has plenty of time to change my mind. We were sure he'd help overthrow Garan one day, but as you've seen, he now uses the law to do her bidding. Dirk's been beside himself. He no longer carries the will of the dragon in him, huh? I wonder what happened between father and son for it to come to this. Okay, I was gonna say, can we talk about the other fucking kid? What about the other... What about the other child in the photo? That's Dirk's adopted son, but he's gone back overseas. His name's Apollo. Okay. Okay. We're going to make an agreement here. This isn't even an agreement. This is just... If... This is a promise from me to you. If the next line isn't absolute realization and shock from Phoenix and not something like, but Apollo, but that's the same name as, like, that can't be, the next line must be realization. If it is not, I am going to grab a liquor bottle and we are shotting on this, we're doing it because I need to forget that I am wasting my life. Okay. Apollo, wait a second. That bracelet. Okay, thank God. Oh. Okay, good. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Apollo, wait a second. That bracelet. Those antennae. It really is Apollo. I thought there was a greater than 50% chance that he was going to say something like Sheba just said. Wow, what a coincidence. I know an Apollo back home that looks just like this kid with that bracelet who was an orphan. Because, like, that would have been unbelievably stupid. Like, it would affect me so greatly in as far as Phoenix's character goes, that if I were to put a tier list together tomorrow, whatever tier I would have put him in prior to that line would have bumped him down an entire tier as my reaction to it. There's a B, suddenly you're a C. Actually, if he was an A, I probably still would have bumped into a C. He was a rascal, that one, and his voice could shake the entire room. I imagine he's out there raising high hell somewhere. Yes, I'm sure he's doing just fine. Considering how far he's come, Mr. Rebel's description really doesn't do Apollo justice. I'm not talking to you, seriously. He's a responsible young man now. He never lost that loud voice, though. Well, I gotta start packing. Who knows when they might catch up with me if I don't scram soon. Please wait, I still need to ask you something. Go ahead, shoot. What are you rebels trying to do? Why were you at the inner sanctum in the first place? Can we just have went on with the dialogue instead of... This game is not the only game with this problem, and I don't understand why games do it. Shenmue is another one off the top of my head. that had this issue. They would start a conversation, but then go back to the, like, not even the dialogue options, but like that part where you would have to go back into the conversation in order to continue it. And I never understood why they did that. Hey, Light. Thank you for the $20, my dude. Hey, I appreciate that you exist too, my dude, bringing joy and light to this world. Thank you. Much love, for real. The illusion of interactivity. Yeah, okay. Probably. But it also destroys immersion, because this is not how you would talk to a person. Why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? I was trying to escape from prison, that's all. That just happened to be the place I had to land. That high priest was a fool for getting taken in by Dirk. He should have tried hightailing it out of Karine like I'm doing. Okay. I don't think I heard it the first time. I am not a fan of the way they changed the chain sound effect. It's too high pitched now. There's nothing awesome about that. The old one, like that sounds like a prison of chains. Psycho locks. Mr. Rebel's hiding something, but I won't know exactly what until I can undo the locks. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Rebel? I'm not hiding anything, no way, no how. Have to use my Magatama on him then. Do I even have everything for 4 fucking locks? I guess we'll take that! Yeah, it just doesn't sound as impactful. Ask you again, why were you at the inner sanctum on the day of the murder? Or more precisely, what were you trying to do there? You can keep asking, but the answer is still the same. I was trying to escape from the prison, that's all. That high priest was a fool. He fell for Dirk's line and sold his country out. You say such things about him. He helped you escape, didn't he? Don't you even care about what happened to him? Nope, I was getting out of the rebellion anyway. He should have opened his eyes. Is that a joke at his... You making fun of the fact that he has, like, just holes where his eyes should be? He should have opened his eyes. We never stood a chance against the Garan regime. Hang on, do you really believe what you're saying? Didn't the High Priest's death really hurt you on the inside? Like I just said, I couldn't care less about the whole thing. Well, I'm inclined to believe you because you actually said you couldn't care less, like a correct human being. I beg to differ. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing. Fuck. This wouldn't be here in this room if you didn't feel a thing. I don't think... This is the only thing in the room. Oh, no. The flower. Take that! I heard these flowers are offered in memory of the dead here in Karine. High Priest's death hit you hard, so you've been grieving here alone, haven't you? Well, ee-ho! Those flowers don't mean anything. It's just a Karine's way of saying goodbye. Why hide the fact that you're mourning his death? You're reading into this too much. I told you, I'm done with the rebellion. I haven't even heard from Dirk or the rest of them for days. And tomorrow I'm planning to kiss this kingdom goodbye. No, I know you've been in contact with the other rebels lately. How exactly do you plan on proving that? This piece of evidence ties you to the other rebels. Take that! I found this prayer flag at the Plaza of Devotion. You wrote a message on it, left it behind for your fellow rebels, didn't you? Yo! They brought this food for you at your request. Hoo-ha-ha! You're lying about leaving the rebels. You're still involved with Dirk and the rest of them, aren't you? Ah! Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Oh, you're good, Mr. Lawyer Man, I admit it. I requested the grub, but I was just taking advantage of him, that's all. What do you mean? My face plastered all over the place, I couldn't stay out in the open anymore. I just took advantage of my former comrades for some grub and a place to hide. I was gonna kiss this kingdom goodbye tomorrow. Not buying it. You're obviously lying. I can tell just by looking at you. The white-hot flames of revolution definitely still burn on inside of you. What? That's ridiculous. Those flames burned out a long time ago. This proves that the flames of revolution still burn on inside of you. Not this. That name is Imsan.
Take that!
Dirk's law book? I'm no lawyer, so what's that got to do with me? The mark branded onto the cover. This mark that stands for an unwavering commitment to the revolution is Dirk's way of representing the will of the dragon. Yeah, but it's Dirk's, not his. Yeah, so what of it? You have that same mark on the scarf tied around your left arm. You wouldn't be wearing that if you were no longer a rebel. Yeah, I guess. I forgot to take it off, that's all. No, as a wanted man, that should have been the first thing you took off. Yeah, it's true. The fact that you haven't hidden that mark yet proves you're still a rebel. Hoo-ha! Think what you want, but you don't know nothing about me. No, you're wrong. You wear your heart and your beliefs right on your sleeve, just like me. This is what I believe in.
Take that!
Really? Did that deserve another lock? Could that have just been a part of the third lock? When a person's back is against the wall, they always fall back on what they believe in. Just as I always have my badge, you always have the will of the dragon with you. And would you risk your life for your beliefs? I mean, he literally is. We already have seen this. His life has been forfeited to some degree with the guilty verdict. No, I wouldn't. No? No, because I wouldn't be much use to my clients dead. Except that you... Okay. Now admit it. You've never once thought about leaving the Defiant Dragons, have you? That look in your eye, it's just like Dirk's. Looks like you got the will of the dragon inside of you, too. It's not that presenting the badge is wrong. It's just, I think that didn't need to be its own lock. It could have, because there's been a lot of locks where it's been like you've had to present two things or something like that. And I think that could have just been a part of the third lock. I plan to take you out if you turned out to be on the side of the royals. Why would I at this point? They want to kill me. But I think I can trust you. If I was that close to getting shanked here. So it's just, shanked is a great word. It's like you said, I have no intention of leaving Dirk's group. In other words, you were testing me. You're a foreigner and a lawyer who's been charged with abetting a criminal to boot. I've seen a fair share of lawyers get pardoned after weeping at the feet of the queen. Well, I'm gonna keep fighting till the end. Yeah, that's why you'll never see me weeping in front of the queen. At least not at her fucking feet, I'm not. Remember this. Royal feet are still feet. Oh. If you didn't already know, Brian. Yeah, I can see that now. Sorry I ever doubted you. So what are you doing here anyway? I came to get the secret hideout key from a helper. I came to get a secret hideout key from a helper. Secret hideout? Yep, I was supposed to get my next order from Dirk there. But the town's swarming with cops thanks to that murder. Nothing I can do about that. About the order Dirk was supposed to give you. And I have to abort that mission. Oh, I'm just lying low, waiting for a chance to make contact with Dirk again. Hey, why the long face? Thought you'd be able to tell me something about the High Priest's murder. Sorry to disappoint you. Oh, I know. Let me make it up to you with this. What is it? This orb is actually a key. It opens the door to one of our secret hideouts. Can't say any more than that. Anyway, I hope it helps. This orb is a key? Yep, plus the hideout's in a totally unexpected location. And being that it's super secret, we couldn't have just any ordinary key. I see. What if the queen would pardon you if you kissed her foot? I mean, in this situation, no, I'm just gonna die. I've already said it, so we gotta roll with it. Maybe this will help me unravel the truth behind this case. Thanks. Don't mention it. Besides, you're a fellow brother in arms fighting the powers that be. Okay. So, in a situation where I would be saving the lives of, like, my family, yeah, I probably would. Because that's other people's lives we're talking about, not mine. I can throw mine away. Like, that's a lot different throwing somebody else's away because of don't want to kiss a foot. I mean, it doesn't really come from anywhere. It just we've had. I mean, this is the first foot discussion we've had. Just feet are disgusting. That was not the first time we've talked about it either. I assure you that it was not. Maybe on an Ace Attorney stream it was the first time. Because, like, going back to Smash Brothers, we talked about it because of the whole Zelda thing. Ryan. Oh, Lord. It'll help you. Feel free to pick my brain a bit more. Everyone's been talking about the return of Lady Kira lately. Well, my friend Maya is suspected of being the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Blue mold cheese? I wouldn't say I'm a fan, no. Are we sure we didn't talk about this at all during Dual Destinies? Because I feel like we did. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? But yeah, this has been a thing for years. Just a matter of which streams you watched. We've also talked about it in Discord. You wouldn't happen to know who she really is, though, would you? Beats me, but whoever she is, she bushwhacked me and hauled me off to jail. Even worse, on top of attacking us and delivering us to the cops, she's been watching us like a hawk and framing us for different crimes. Watching you like a hawk, framing you for crimes? I didn't even go to all that trouble. Our kingdom likes to pretend that its people are free to think what they want. Because of that, the authorities can't arrest you just for sympathizing with the rebellion. So they resort to framing people for things they didn't do. And that Lady Kira figure is, yup, she's just some lickspittle working for the Garen regime. Wow. Yeah, even with the DCX, see? Dirk is fucking this guy. I love him so much. Yeah. So he's talking about Lady Kira then? Advanced combat skills, the detailed surveillance, and clever setups. She's no amateur if you ask me. You're saying the monarchy is using Lady Kira to secretly take out the rebels? Exactly. The Garen regime is using her to control the people, even down to what we think. Oh, God. Fucking Christ. Why don't the people protest if the monarchy is doing things like that? Unfortunately, we don't have any conclusive evidence. Without that, we can't prove anything. I know the feeling. If I bring this up in court, they'd probably dismiss it out of hand. I'll have to unmask Lady Kira if I want to get anywhere. Goal of La Revolution. Our goal to get rid of that evil no good defense culpability act. You can tell just by looking at Dirk's law book. The DC Act has turned his kingdom into a corrupt cesspool, where false charges are overlooked and prosecutors are the only ones heard in court. It's been 23 years since it was first enacted. Well, 23 years ago, what happened 23 years ago to make them pass such a terrible law? The assassination of Queen Amara. That's where it all began. Dirk assassinated the former queen, didn't he? That's the official line, but the official line? Those charges were completely trumped up. Dirk was framed, I'm telling you. He was? Plus, Dirk was a lawyer. Once the people thought a lawyer had killed the queen, they turned against all lawyers. And that's how the DC Act was first passed. So that's why there aren't any lawyers left in Corrine. Even worse, it changed the significance of the divination seance. Significance of the divination seance? They were holding seances in court even before the DC Act? You bet they were. Lawyers and prosecutors used to hotly contest the insights that came out of seances. You mean like what I've been doing? Right. It's like Dirk used to say. The royal priestess' insight are just another piece of evidence. Right. I see what you mean about the significance of the divination seance changing. Yup, the insights became the only truth and arguing against them was banned. That's been going on literally before she was born. That's all she knows. But I've seen Rayfa would agree with that. This kingdom's a shadow of its former self. Become a dictatorship where the royals use the fear of trumped-up charges to rule. That's what Dirk's been rebelling against? Yep. All we want is to live in a kingdom where with a fair and impartial legal system. There's only one way to make that come true. Overthrow the current regime. Their desire is so simple, and yet the way to achieve it is so horribly difficult. So that's the truth behind the rebels. Well, PW, my friend, it's about time for me to get going. After all, I am the fangs of the defiant dragon. That's a rebel. Not gonna do that alley-oop thing again, are you? I was just getting it at. See you when I see ya. Alley-oop! Why does he have to jump like that before running off? Well, I guess we're friends now. we just become friends? But enough about that. I've already spent way too much time here. Alright, let's find out where that key goes. One sec. I'm gonna get me another seltzer water. I'm not gonna remember ads. 5 seconds. Whew, finally got out of there. What's my mouse? I'm playing this on Steam. Mr. Wright! I'm so glad you're okay! I was so worried about you! Yeah, I don't know what happened to him anyway. He came out of the manhole about 5 minutes after you went in. Sorry it wasn't much help. Oh, poor Shadow. Well, did you find anything of worth? How long was I down there that you guys are still just chilling there? Oh, I tripped and fell down there. Must have been out cold for a while. Better keep things to myself for now. I figured as much. I have to find that secret hideout Mr. Rebel was talking about. Should probably start with places that have something to do with the High Priest. Oh, not here. There's Sanctum? Oh! Was it like the eye? Barbed head, you already searched here, did you not? Oh, I just thought I'd look around again, you know, in case I missed something. Probably shouldn't tell her I'm looking for the secret rebel hideouts. We have a saying back home, leave no stone unturned. Oh, yes. Do not stump me, I know that one. Actually, I don't have a clue, it's written all over your face. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Or I might be thinking of something else. Okay, yeah, I must be thinking of something else. Ah, there it is. Hey, this eye is missing. What are you doing? You must not touch that for no reason. Sorry. That shape, I wonder.
Take that!
I have no fucking idea how they drew the chalk lines in the water. Because even if they had like a whole thing that they didn't draw it, but they it was like powder that they went around, it would still dissolve or like float away, wouldn't it? It could have been tape. It could be tape. That would make sense. I knew it. Would the tape float? Is that a stupid question? It's probably a stupid question. What? She must be at a loss for words, and that doesn't happen too often. What the fuck did you expect? That she just like, oh, that makes sense. What is this place? Explain yourself at once, barbed head. I don't think she's ready for the full story. I don't really know much myself yet, but it seems to be a secret rebel hideout. Shocked there's a secret door here. I imagine that goes double for Rayfa. A rebel hideout in the inner sanctum? Someone will pay for this! Well, for now, I think I'll have a look around. Wait! You must not enter before the police! Don't worry, I won't disturb anything, or at least I'll try not to. Besides, with you watching over me, it should be fine, right? And, you see... Fine. Just please stop pleading your case. I can only stand so much lawyerly drivel. But I will be presenting all information gleaned from your efforts here to the police. Of course. Now, shall we? I will go no further. Oh, right. You're not supposed to come in contact with the taint of Lady Kira's battles. Very good, Barbed Head. I commend you for remembering. Oh, well, thank you. Wait, why am I thanking her? I may not be able to enter, but I will allow no misdeeds on your part. I will be watching you like a warbod from the entrance here. Told you I'm not going to do anything. I better hurry before she changes her mind. Yeah, and if there's any, like, rooms out, if there's a hallway and then, like, adjacent rooms, you're not gonna know fucking anything. You're not gonna be able to see it. I mean, they could use rope, but the rope generally isn't pure white. I believe this to be a sacred space that enshrines the source of the spring water. That makes sense. The rebels must have converted it into a secret hideout. What about that warbod revolving door? That too was originally intended to hide and protect this sacred place. I think those filthy rebels were scheming their schemes in this most sacred space. It's a desecration upon Kharinism itself. The defiant dragon shall pay for this. Well, it's only natural that she'd be upset, but the investigation must go on. I think I'll start by taking a picture. Of this place. Good thing I brought a camera to snap some souvenir shots. Shots. Stop that! You must not take photos here without permission. Rayfa's really fired up. She's sticking her head in as far as it will go. Guess she won't be tainted as long as she doesn't touch anything? Well done. Well done, Phoenix. You did good, kid. Did good. Now to search every nook and cranny. Or as Edgeworth would say, crook and nanny. Say that. Barbed Head, just because it is hard for me to see your every move, do not use that as an excuse to touch and break things. I heard you the first time, sheesh. What's this? A bloodstain? Should probably try to figure out what happened in here. Do not tamper with any evidence before the police arrive. The police? Hey, that reminds me. Emma gave me something just for times like this. Luminol! Luminol testing fluid. So it can even detect areas where blood has been wiped up. It might help us figure out what happened in here. Alright, time for science to do its thing. First, let me put these red tinted glasses on to see the luminols glow. I just press A wherever I want to spray some luminol. I'll just spray the luminol wherever I want to spray some luminol. Areas where there was blood will react by turning blue. The whole thing's like, the water's red already. I like not being precise enough. God, I forgot how, like... It's not smooth. This is a huge blood stain. Something big must have happened here. Perhaps the high priest's blood flowed in there from under the Warbod statue. Definitely a lot of blood here, but it's impossible to say much else at this point. Just take a picture for now. Oh right, luminol reactions don't show up in photos. I'll just have to take some notes. Oh, that's a cute little detail. I wonder why they changed that. That should do it. I didn't notice before, but the bloodstain looks like it was smeared away in one place. Because the Warbod revolving door passed over it? Large stone slab, shaped like a magatama. It's rather unstable. I bet it'd tip over in an earthquake. That earthly grass-like smell. Is the smell of the moss that covers the stone. Oh, so the shaggy green stuff is moss. Like some of the moss about halfway up has been disturbed. I wonder why that is. One quick touch can't hurt, right? Whoa, slab's starting to wobble. What is happening? What have you done to the sacred space? Nothing. All I did was nudge it a little. I knew it looked unstable. Probably best not to touch it again. This is the water source that supplies the inner sanctum spring. It flows through the channel built into the floor before heading outside. Lady Kira uses this sacred water to wash the taint of battle from her body. Also not red like the water in the spring. Weapons, and lots of them too. We are lucky we found them before they could be used. Excellent work, Barbhead. Oh, thanks. If rebellion never happens, I hope it's bloodless. It's like an order from Dirk. What's this? Let me see that. I thought you're not supposed to touch anything in here. This is an exception. Now hand it over. Let's see here. Oh, holy mother! What? What does it say? It's an order intended for that rebel named Dats. It reads, after the Wright, infiltrate the palace under the guise of returning Lady Kira's costume and search for clues about that incident from 23 years ago. Dirk. 23 years ago? It must mean the assassination of Queen Amara. I wonder what the rebels are up to. It's intriguing and all, but it doesn't seem related to the case at hand. This'll not do! I must warn my mother at once! No need to do that. This order will never be carried out. Lady Kira's costume is still here, and Abbot Inmee is no longer able to aid the rebels. I knew that. Look! What is it, Barbed Head? It's a Plume Punisher clock. I believe it's a limited edition promotional item given to 50 lucky viewers. This rare item plays the Plume Punisher theme every hour. That sounds horrible. Hand it over right now, Barbhead. Gosh, snatched it away from me. No matter what she says, Rayfa is definitely a huge fan. What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right. It's the Plume Punisher theme song. Yes, now I see. The insurgents who use this room must be Plume Punisher fans. That may be so, but I don't see how it's relevant to this case. The Plume Punisher calendar here. Ah, now I understand. The villains in the Plume Punisher are based on the insurgents. Watching the show must have roused their ire against Lady Kira. I doubt that's it. How dare those filthy insurgents raise their banner amid such a sacred space? Barbed Head, you must burn it at once. Didn't you tell me not to touch or damage anything? This is an exception. Very well, if you will not do it, then I will. But your benevolence, I thought you're not supposed to come in here. For once, the strange customs of this kingdom are working in my favor. Something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Someone trying to record something with it? Well, I think that covers about everything here. Oh, sup! Mr. Wright, you shouldn't have come in here before the police! Sorry, but I was in a hurry. Yep, that's good enough of an excuse, I guess. I didn't do anything I wasn't supposed to. Your benevolence can attest to that. It's your fault for being so slow. I expect the police to work faster and more efficiently. Sorry. Well, Barbed Head, have you not already seen enough? I guess it's about time I got back to the temple and go over everything I've learned. Welcome back, Mr. Wright. How'd it go? Unfortunately, I didn't find anything conclusive. No way! I do not understand, Barbed Head. What don't you understand? Why you did not commit any misdeeds during your investigation. After all, lawyers ply their trade primarily through illicit means and methods. What? Who told you that? My mother. Are you saying she was wrong? No, that cannot be. You must have committed some sort of misdeed right under my nose. If that were so, she wasted her whole day following me around. What is it? Prosecutor Sadmati has need of me. What's going on? I must go perform a divination seance for Pere Zealot. It is our custom for the prosecution to review its contents before a trial begins. And not the defense, because discovery is not a thing. I see. third time will be the charm. My insights will finally bring you to your knees tomorrow, and I will teach that neophyte practitioner a lesson. Like the royal priestess is back with a vengeance. You know, third time, the way they're setting this up, I really hope that it is influenced in a more balanced or potentially more ambiguous light than before, at least how she's presenting it. Like, we already know the seances themselves are ambiguous because we keep pointing, holes or whatever. But based on this interaction, it would make sense if her seances are then affected in some way. She's made a full recovery when we started the investigation earlier today. From when? I look forward to seeing you in court, Your Benevolence. Your overconfidence will be your downfall. You will not look so confident when I am finished with you tomorrow. Actually, I'm not really looking forward to seeing her tomorrow, especially without any solid evidence. Why don't we go over everything you know so far? Alright, let's see here. Acolyte Zealot was killed during the rite with Lady Kira's dagger. I's fingerprints were found on it. That doesn't sound very good. Let me fucking finish, Albie. I know. It's the very definition of being up a creek without a paddle. Day before his murder, Zealot enjoyed a meal with the High Priest, his wife, and Maya. I also learned about spirit channeling here in Karine. None of that sounds very helpful. Shut the fuck up. It's legitimately annoying. I'm trying to go through this shit. He just says shit he's not helpful. Oh, but I did hear something interesting. That the rebel hunting Lady Kira might be working for the Justice Minister. What? Really? What insight? Our kingdom is supposed to be ruled through the faith and laws. We can't allow people to be controlled by fear and violence. Albie, that sounds like something a rebel might say. It does? Yeah, so maybe you should shut your rebel mouth. But if that Lady Kira really is one of Minister Inga's subordinates, that would exonerate Miss Maya. Unfortunately, I have no way of proving it in court. Yet. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, I almost forgot about the secret rebel hideout we found at the Inner Sanctum. How can you almost have forgotten the thing you just did? There was a bloodstain inside, but I don't know if or how it's connected to this case, though. Wow, a secret room at the Inner Sanctum? That would be a huge hit with the tourists! This kid really is an entrepreneur at heart. Yeah, the tourists that can come to that place that no one else is actually allowed in. What I mean is that hideout could be important in your case. Maybe, but it's still too early to tell. Ugh. It's like I'm heading into court without any useful evidence. You just have to pray something appears during tomorrow's trial. Ugh. Princess Rayfa's divination seance might be my only hope. There could be some new information in it that might help. The divination seance? But I thought it always works against the accused. Not always. That's not very helpful. You're not helpful. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Really? I never heard anyone say that before. It's hard to figure you out sometimes, sir. Yeah, that's because you're fucking 10 years old. Shut up. Divination seances work both ways before the Defense Culpability Act. It's only now that the people of Karine find it strange. Oh, Mr. Wright, I just wanted to say good luck tomorrow. Thanks. I can't afford to lose this next one. You're right, because if you do, you're going to be murdered. I've collected all sorts of information, but I haven't started connecting the dots. If I could do that, I might have a shot at pulling off a win. Rayfa's insights will be the deciding factor. Huge gamble, but it's all I've got. Thinking. You have this to finish. Either finish it alone and sad, or finish while playing this. So, yeah, we'll keep going, but let me, I gotta get more tissue. I'll be right back. This time I am going to play a little ad. For you guys to have something on. Ooh. Those that are here, I could give you. Gotta go and find where the tissue is. Oh, I fucking wasted that time. Where is that? Okay. Irritated. Where is. Wasn't on there? No, I'm just irritated. I wasted time, but I'm. Ugh. All right, I'll be right back. There you go. That is. What? No. Did they make the Great Ace Attorney playlist not playable right now on Spotify? Because that would suck. Oh no. Okay, well that's a whole nother issue. Oh. What do I do about that? That's going to be devastating if I can't listen to the Great Ace Attorney soundtrack. Modify anymore. Maya looks exhausted, but I can't blame her. Probably depressed. Nick, I was thinking about it all day yesterday. I never properly asked you to defend me, did I? Doesn't matter, I'm on this case to the bitter end. I know, that's why I wanted to officially ask you for your help. You got it, Maya. Let's do this. Gotta wrap this up and get back home so you can make your dream show come true. The Steel Samurai versus the Plume Punisher, right? You bet. You look as if you did not sleep last night, Barbed Head. It is written all over your face. How can you expect to put up a respectable defense like that? I'm all fired up and raring to go. I guess Maya's not the only one looking exhausted. Rayfa doesn't seem in the best spirits herself. Go ahead. Feign confidence now while you are still able. For I will see to it that your last rites are read to you this day. Guess it was just my imagination. Ready, Nick? All right, Maya, let's head on in. Now then, if everyone is ready. The defense is ready, Your Majesty. The prosecution is ready. Let us begin without further delay. Oh, no prayers this time, Prosecutor Sudmati. I really made a mistake by giving them such throaty voices. Oh god, it sucks. The court scenes always suck the most. I have 3 of them. At least 3 of them. I already offered my prayers for the latest victim during my visit to the crime scene. Being that the accused has already been found guilty of the first murder, let us hasten this trial so we may put this dead lawyer walking out of his misery. Yeah, it sounds good to me. He actually said I could not agree more. Jesus fucking Christ. In yesterday's trial, the accused was already found guilty of murdering the high priest. And today she will be tried for the murder of his disciple, Ray Zealot. Now then, Prosecutor Sadmati, your opening statement, if you would. Just have one of them mysteriously get a new accent. I don't even know what to do at this point. I always have all these ideas and then I get to it and I forget literally everyone. Court is now serious. The court is now serious in the trial of Maya Fey. Certainly. The accused has now slain 2 of the most devout clergymen in Kyrienism. Even the lowest level of hell, the hell of tickling, would not be punishment enough. Okay, but no joke, their ancient texts sound like they would be hilarious to read. You guys didn't hear that, but the Google speaker picked up on something I said. Or talking to me from the kitchen, which is always a bit, you know, jarring when you're not expecting it. Then what terrible fate awaits her? Laukipokon Hell, a realm of eternal agony. Okay, here we go. This is a not as funny one. There she will suffer the endless punishment of Jagar by the Galun of Polmotan. Furthermore, Gujaman, enough! My blood runs cold at the mere thought that such a terrible place exists. Are you not aware of this? Shouldn't you? Well, I mean, I guess. Maybe not. I would assume that the judge, because it's so religious-based, would also be, like, religious text knowledge would be a part of the qualifications. I was going to ask for translation, but on second thought, ignorance is bliss. Oh, then, please continue, minus the part about the terrible hell awaiting the accused. As you wish. The victim of this heinous crime was the high priest's disciple, praise Zealot. He had been training under the high priest while living at the priest's home. I'd met him a number of times, and he seemed like an earnest young man. How tragic that he met such a terrible end. Murder occurred at the Plaza of Devotion during the purification rite. It was a bold crime carried out while the plaza was full of the faithful deep in prayer, and the not so faithful, the unfaithful who were not deep in any sort of prayer and just happened to not notice. The warbod dagger was found impaled in the victim's upper back. A very arrogant monk is the answer to that question. Like, if I could describe Nayuta in one word so far, it'd be arrogant. Just like an unfoundedly arrogant. The stabbing caused a spinal cord injury that killed him instantly. Oh, the warbod dagger, Lady Kira's weapon of choice. We've already established that the accused prints were on the weapon. Incredibly damning evidence in itself. No, I didn't do it!
Objection!
Hold your tongue. Now, being that the accused Maya Fey is a serial killer. Serial killer in this country means just 2 deaths? I feel like what's the definition in the US? 3? And it can't be like it's a timing thing too, right? If it happened in the same day, wouldn't that just be considered like mass murder? Mass murder and serial killer are not the same. The prosecution believes that the death penalty is the only possible sentence. The defense care to respond? Fuck that. The accused is innocent and nothing can convince me otherwise. Oh, that video is so funny. That was a sandwich. After all, the crime scene was packed with worshippers. How could my client possibly have committed this murder without a single witness? The accused's fingerprints on the murder weapon alone is enough to render a verdict incorrect, although it is pretty strong evidence. It's stronger evidence than any of the evidence I'd say we had in the first trial. But then again, I think the basis in which they convicted her in the first trial was garbage, so. This, on the other hand, that's a lot stronger. As such, I see no need to debate this any further. Well, once Her Benevolence conducts her seance, it will be clear for all to see. Your Majesty, might I have a word? Something the matter, Prosecutor Sadmati. It's about the divination seance. Your Benevolence! Stop right there, Prosecutor Sadmati. As you wish, forgive me for overstepping my bounds. What was that all about? Barbed head, have you made peace with your fate? This time, the divination seance will bring you to your knees. I'm ready, and I accept your challenge. The problem is I have no weapons at my disposal. Only hope now is what we can glean from the seance vision and Rayfa's insights. Very well, the divination seance, if you please, Your Benevolence. Yes, let us begin. Dana.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Let the eyes of everyone here be clear and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls.
How does she not trip? 'Cause, I mean, her legs go up quite often. It's not just practice. That's some amazing spatial awareness of, like, her, whatever you would, sash thing. I don't get it. Why wasn't there anything to see? Your benevolence! What in the world? I was unable to evoke any sort of response. I called out the spirit's name many times, but to no avail. Inner conflicts. Very nice. Very nice. No wonder they had to make the evidence so much stronger in this trial, because they have no seance to go based on now. Just as I thought. Wait, what does he know that we don't? Well, we knew that she had to show him before, but if she had nothing to show him, then... I had sought to confirm the contents of today's divination seance. After all, it is customary for the prosecutor to verify it beforehand and get access to all of that evidence before the defense has a chance to see it before the trial starts. Because discovery here is not a thing. I'm gonna think of it. I was told that exact thing. That is why I sought to stop her benevolence from performing it here. However, she insisted that it be done. She was to try one more time here in the Hall of Justice. It would appear her benevolence is tired from her manifold duties. I am not anything of the sort. The victim's spirit will not answer my call, but I know not why. It is my sacred duty to convey the truth through the divination seance. Rayfa, what are we to do without a divination seance? I suppose I shall have to deliver the last rites without them. The prosecution has already taken that into account when preparing for today. Oh, it's not any different. Both systems are trash in that way. But I will call it out every single time because I'm just how trash it is. Now, to be fair, this time we have a bunch of shit that he knows nothing about, and we're gonna be like, bam. And I mean, like, not just like, oh, that whole secret room thing is gonna be like, wha-bam. I am fully capable of proving the accused's guilt with or without a divination seance. You idiot. You never fail to impress. Never mind, not that idiot remark. You never fail to impress, Prosecutor Sadmati. This is bad. Is it though? Oh, right. He was hoping something good would come from it. Yes. Divination seance was my one and only hope. Magistrate, her benevolence said she isn't tired. So shouldn't we try to find out why the divination seance failed? How curious, Mr. Wright. Why have you suddenly taken such a keen interest in the divination seance? Yes, explain yourself. The divination seance is for shedding light on the accused's crimes. It is the Holy Mother's hammer of wrath that is ever poised to pound you into your grave. You should fear it, not plead for it. I believe in my client. Plus, yesterday, somebody told me something that changed my mind. The divination seance was once thought of as just another piece of evidence. If we were to correctly interpret the visions through careful analysis, they would lead us to the truth behind what really happened. And the truth will show that my client, Maya Fey, is innocent. Truth is, you don't have anything else to fall back on, huh, Nick? Maya, please, shut up. How dare you! The voice of a Mitama is to be feared, not utilized by vile lawyers such as you. Seances exact a heavy toll upon the royal priestess. It would be best not to burden her any further. Or does the defense feel that it can pose no counter-arguments without the seance? No, of course not. It's all right through me. I'll have to find a way to make the divination seance happen or we're toast. Well, since the divination seance is not possible at this time, I see no other choice. Let us proceed with the trial without the seance, as Prosecutor Sadmati suggested. Thank you, Your Majesty. Why, you. I will not forget this, barbed head. This will not be the last you see of me. Now then, I will now... Oh, God. Just a little annoyance. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Just... You wouldn't say now the second time, because that's... Now then, I will now proceed by providing an outline of the case at hand. Very well. If the lead detective would please come to the stand, we may begin. Sorry, Mr. Wright. Detective Sky, I understand how you would wish to save the accused and the defense. Yeah, you're friends after all. But you must let them go and move on. But man literally saved my fucking life before, asshole. There is only one way to save them now. By giving their souls the chance to burn away the taint of their sins in the eternal flames. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, no eating in the Sacred Hall of Justice. Fuck you. Miss Sky. Yes? Don't worry about me and Nick. You just do your job. I'm sure Nick will figure something out eventually. Oh, look at that face! Just the saddest fucking face in the entire series. Right. Thanks, Miss Faye. How very brave for a criminal with a tainted soul. Very well, Detective Sky. Please proceed. Okay, I can do this. Let me start with an overview of this case. And just like last time, now we will end and we will start next week on Maya. Fucking Maya. Emma. God. Oh yeah, I'm tired. You guys have no idea how difficult it was to stay up till this time to play. I am fucking exhausted. Oh. Oh my god. Things were going so well. My newest legal assistant had to resign due to family health issues. Ugh. So that's been my week. Ugh. Yep. Does, but gotta adapt.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
So, yeah. Thanks for hanging, everybody. I completely forgot because I was so dealing with me being stupid. Realizing that should have been the stream. Oh well. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Hopefully at the right time this time because I won't forget to plug in the dock. Have a good one. Bye.